or anywhere.
Attorney General Merrick Garland visiting Uvalde to release the report. An independent review ordered by the city continues. No decision yet on criminal charges from prosecutors in Texas. The U.S. launching more attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen. The Pentagon says it's only acting in self-defense. The fifth round of strikes today, hitting 2 anti-ship missiles aimed by Iran-backed rebels at the Red Sea and prepared to launch. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling while telling a customer to leave the room, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How's it going? With Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at the controls. You know him as Flounder, baby. 303 to go.
Know the day I was born.
Stand by. Yeah, well, we got stuff today. Actual stuff. Thursday. Kind of I like Thursdays because it means Friday's the next day, and for some reason I love Friday night, so I look forward to that. Anyway, how you doing? Here's another one. We'll get going here in a second. Here's the phone number. We love phone calls. To the bone. Yeah, I feel like it too. 404. I'm not bad to the bone. I'm an old soft.
So on Saturdays, do you actually sleep in a little bit?
No. There's no sleeping for the Kimmer. No, that'll be the day. In fact,
There's no sleep.
I was just thinking this morning. Normally I'm up 2 or 3 times a night. I mean, if I go to bed at 10, I read. I read every night. I have 3 or 4 books on my nightstand. And I have magazines, so I read every night. And then I hit them. The lights out by whatever. But I'm always up at 2:30 or 3, and then at least 4 to 4:15 or 4:20, and then I try to stay in bed or try to stay asleep till at least somewhere near 6. It never works. And normally I'm up at like 5:45. Today I got up at 20 after 5, and I said, well, I'm just going to lay here like an idiot and might as well get up and start with. So I'm not. There's no sleeping in for the Kimmer, including weekends. I do this. I don't. It's just when you get older, it's just that's what it is. I don't know. Pete Davis, how about you? Well, you have weirder hours than I do.
I do have weird hours. In fact, last night was the first night I have slept 8 hours in months.
Well, in fact, your normal feed for stuff where you send, we both send things to Flounder that we're going to talk about today and kind of get it all organized. And I think your schedule was later than normal because I felt as though you probably had a different schedule this morning or last night or something. Just guessing. Anyway, and Flounder, how you doing over there? Everything all right inside? We got a lot of stuff here today.
All is good on this side of the glass.
Outstanding. Also, we've got a million stories. Well, the latest on Fanny, that little Fulton County floozy. Fanny, I'm looking at you. You try to hide. You're a tramp. Anyway, Fanny, and her lover boy side piece are in the news, and Fanny, is going to have to go to a court hearing on February 15th. to explain herself. The victim of racism, obviously. I can't wait to hear that testimony. Although I'll bet she's taken herself. My guess is, this just broke today, this like an hour ago, that she's going to go to a court hearing February 15th, the Fulton DA, with a Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee. Scheduled a hearing today on February 15th. I will bet you that she'll be long gone as the prosecutor on the Trump case by then. I don't know how she can possibly make it through just from the publicity. And this guy Wade, holy crap, Nathan Wade, did you see the picture of him holding a gun by his side when he came out of his office in the public with the media all over the place? And he made sure he had a picture of him holding his freaking pistol in his hand out in the open, which is legal. But what are you trying to prove, tough guy? Well, I'm a tough guy lawyer, man. Yeah, and last night I saw on Jesse Waters that apparently this guy billed the government, you and me, the taxpayers of Fulton County, Georgia. He apparently billed the taxpayers in one pay period 24 hours in a row. He billed every hour of a 24-hour day. Boy, yeah, I'll tell you what, talk about working hard for Fannie. If you work for Fannie, you could be there. You're working hard, buddy. Holy smokes, man, one way or another. Anyway, we'll talk about that. That's the news. Also, we got more on Donald Trump and the funeral. Oh, an incredible, wait do you hear the headline of the year concerning the school shooting report that came out. Also, Pete just got this from somebody about what they found at the pre-TSA line at the airport. And we'll talk a lot about also CJ Stroud. And this happened the other day when he was on NBC after a major football game win for the Texas, whatever they're called these days, Houston Texans. Everything was Jesus and Lord Almighty, stuff like that. And NBC made a decision. And we'll talk about that, see what that does for you. Also, a congressman wants to take down the Statue of Liberty. Actually proposing a bill to remove it because of us Republican or conservatives. Yes, indeedy. Let's see. Hunter Biden is more in the news here. Oh, a vice president's side piece, or a shiftless and lazy vice president, is now saying that the Ferguson riots are just as important to America as the Civil War at Gettysburg. Oh, my God. Anyway, the squad wants to... just a quick coming up right here. The squad, including this Jamal Bowman, this guy is just a plain hater. He has a way for America to make up for all that slavery stuff by paying a total of $14 trillion. He says, and we can do it. Sure, you're going to have to give all of them, every black descendant, you're going to have to give them $333,000, like a month, for 20 years, whatever. He said, we can do it. He says, we can do it. Also, the lady trying to tell her new boss about her unfortunate nickname and why they wouldn't want to post it on their email system. Well, that stuff like that's coming up. First of all, Pete, have you caught up on Fargo? Did you see the latest edition of Fargo?
Wow, as you were saying, those first 15 minutes, some of the most intense 15 minutes in TV history.
And Frank, I got lost. I'd forgotten that was what would happen from the last show. I actually went back to, because I totally got, I said, oh my God, where did this come from? Anyway, did you watch the end of it?
Yeah, in fact, we should tell people if you're watching and you haven't seen the end of it yet, you might want to retune back in after 3:15. Just so. Yeah, I watched the end of it last night.
Okay, now we're going to talk about this just for a minute, and then I've got to do some social media stuff. Well, I got to thank Flounder. I got to tell you how freaked out I was. I'm going to thank Flounder and also Amanda for. I mean, again, I just feel like such a freaking idiot, but I talk about it. Also, so a good news thing happened to my daughter Jennifer. God knows she deserves it because that's only like 2 things out of the last 20 years. And a couple of weird things. My secret source at Southwest Airlines Deep Sky has texted me something which talk about is kind of funny too. But first, Fargo. Okay, now first we're going to talk Fargo for like 4 minutes here, okay? And more later too, but we'll warn you in advance if you haven't seen it. My question was that the end of the season last night?
Yes.
I'm trying to Google it because it looked like the end of the season.
It was the last show.
But it didn't say that anywhere. It didn't say in the last episode. It didn't say season ending or anything like that. It just said, in this episode. And I tried to Google when's the next episode of Fargo, and it had all the stuff from 2023.
Right. So that's it.
Okay, so that's it for the year. Okay, so Fargo's over for this year. Now, how would you rate it among other Fargos? There have been 5 or 6. I guess this is season 6. I think
it's in the top 3. It's the top 3 of the TV. There's been 5 or 6 TV series.
6. I think this was season 6, I believe. And I got to tell you, I think this was the freakiest.
The most intense.
The most unusually different. It was, all of them are different, but this was really...
John Hamm, if he doesn't get an Emmy, holy cow.
Yeah, he was spectacular. Really good. Anyway, so I just saw. And by the way, I'm looking forward to that show, Capote versus the Swans.
Yes, so am I.
Holy crap!
How gay are we?
Oh man! In fact, it's got to be a chick flick. There's Demi Moore in it, and a bunch of hotties who are now in their 50s or something. And so I mean, it's got to be a chick flick, like a dating series or something coming, and it's on FX, right?
No, it's not date. This is about when Capote would play off the New York hoi polloi against each other to get his tidbits and get his stories and his gossip, and he'd play them off each other, and they all ganged up on him.
Well, I saw those hot babes from like 20 years ago. Demi Moore, God, she's got to be 55 years old, and it looks to me like it could be a really cool series on Capote versus the Swans. That's what. Anyway, for the record, 312 with the Kimmer and Pete and Flounder, and I did want to pass along one good thing about my daughter Jennifer. And again, she's a recovering addict. She's been clean for something like 20 years from cocaine and heroin and speedballs and the whole deal. And then she had a stroke 5 years ago, so she can't get around. I mean, her life's been a freaking nightmare, especially compared to my other last little girl Sarah, whose everything is perfect. So it's kind of the thing. So Jennifer's been struggling. It's been a very, very hard life. She can't get around in the winter. She can't get out big with her walker. I mean, it's just a nightmare. Her life's a nightmare. So she's at the grocery store with her walker and getting stuff. She writes this: I'm at the grocery store and I went way over what I thought I was handing the cashier back items, trying to reduce my total bill. She picked out too much stuff, didn't have the money. The gentleman behind me, she said, put it all back. I'll pay for it. I, of course, said no, but thank you, and he insisted. I said, I am literally mortified. I do that for people all the time, but it's never over $1. Mine was way higher, and he insisted, and because I was in tears and surprised, he said, I went to the bank, this is the guy talking, I went to the bank the other day, put all of my money in my wallet, and left my wallet, and some guy took the money back to the bank and had them call and tell me that they had my wallet, so now I'm helping you out as well. Jennifer said, I'm still mortified, but I literally didn't have any more money. Talk about karma. I told him he restored my faith in humanity. I sent her money twice this month. So, but then, after the Christmas season, poor girl. But so things will be fine. But anyway, bless you, Jennifer. This is now two good things. She just got a job. Thank God, with all her stuff that she has to go through. And this little thing to bail her out till Daddy came through with a PayPal this morning. But that's good news, sweetie. I love you, and God bless America. Things are going to be fine. 314, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here on 106.3. Look out.
Your drive home has never been better. The Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. And here's what you missed.
This is very important to understand how this administration, again, the secret private administration's working, doing it again. Great example of their non-openness today. They are not, once again, designating the Houthis as a terrorist organization, but they are putting the Houthis on the list.
What is that?
I know. I'm telling you. This is our administration.
The adults are in charge.
This is what they do. This secretive, censoring organization running our country now.
The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder are only on Extra 106.3 FM. And listen anytime on the Extra app.
The engagement ring that started your story. The wedding band that commemorates that special day. The diamond tennis bracelet for your first anniversary. The beautiful earrings with your first child's birthstone. Some of your life's best moments were celebrated with the help of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. No matter the occasion, we've been there for all of them. From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and graduations. Nothing says I love you more than a beautiful piece of fine jewelry from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. What's your next special occasion? Celebrate it with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings, necklace, bracelet, watch, or a ring from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. See rings and styles you've never seen before at prices you've never seen before. And don't forget, we also offer jewelry cleaning and repair. Life's greatest moments are meant to be cherished, and no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue-Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck, and I saw a statistic recently that jumped out at me. In 2017, home equity grew by a staggering $908 billion in America. That represents a 12% increase year over year. For most Americans, home equity is the biggest chunk of their personal wealth. At realestateagentsitrust.com, we see adult children who seek our help and sell their parents' homes. Often, the home is in a distant city and the condition of the home can be poor. And of course, our agents at realestateagentsitrust.com go above and beyond to help those families sell these homes. And that's a great feeling for everybody involved, including us. But it makes me wonder if there might be a better way. Have you considered looking at the equity you have in your home? It might be smart to sell now and downsize and have that equity to enjoy your golden years. If so, I urge you to go to realestateagentsitrust.com and let one of our agents see what might be possible by leveraging the equity in your home. realestateagentsitrust.com. That's realestateagentsitrust.com.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Ah, yes. I used to have this song on my old Magic Stick many, many years ago. As David Crosby, American singer, songwriter, guitarist David Crosby died on this day at the age of 81 in 2023, 1 year ago. Founding member of both the Byrds and, what's the matter?
This is a Stephen Stills song.
Well, it's a Crosby, Stills, and Nash song.
David Crosby.
It's Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Very funny.
It's all
by the way, I can't.
Stephen Stills.
You're not on TV. I can't see.
Yeah, I got it. We're working on that. There was a little issue with Microsoft.
Ah, the old Microsoft issue. You seem to be having a lot of. Well, 319. No, really. There's no sense. It's just a thing. It's the new cover. We just slide right along and just do our thing. Anyway, it says here, David Crosby died on this day at the age of 81 a year ago. Founding member of both the Byrds and Crosby, Stills, Nash. With the CSNN, he had the 69 UK British thing called Marrakesh Express. Shut up. Yeah, that's all, folks. Also, the single Woodstock with Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, plus the 70 album #1 Deja Vu, and the solo album Wind on the Water. And was he the one who knocked up the girl, the lesbian, and they used his Nukachuka?
Yes.
And he didn't do it the old-fashioned way. He just, gave it to her after a trip to the restaurant. Whatever. Our birthday list, it's 320, by the way. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Kevin Costner's birthday today, 69 years old. Finally got rid of that wife thing. Sorry. And, by the way, speaking of getting rid of the wife thing, we're going to... Pete found a story about love after 60. Yes, with a famous actress saying she's having the best sex she's ever had in her life, and she's 72 years old. On this day in history. Here we go. In 1943, the government declared a wartime ban on the sale of pre-sliced bread. They did it to preserve and conserve resources in World War II, worried that the amount of additional wax paper to wrap the slices would not be good for things. So from then on, only whole loaves were sold till the war was over. And I can't help her. This is 1943. I can't help remember when Betty White was alive. They actually said Betty White was older than sliced bread. Betty White was born before the bread slicer was invented. Literally older than sliced bread. Anyway, 321, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? We got by the way, are we on with Shannon Burke tonight at 6?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and for my friends, if you're listening now, of course, we're doing a local radio show till 6 o'clock. And then if you want to hear what's going on lately with Shannon Burke, he's on till 7 down in Florida. So you could go to Florida Man Radio and get the app or the whatever you do on there.
And then I always put the interview, or I put y'all's segment up on our, just like the replay and stuff like that, so you can go to Podcast Park and listen to it as well.
Do you do it tonight?
I do it in the evening, or I do it the next day.
Okay, so it'll be available. But if you want to tune in, you can go to Florida Man Radio and I assume catch it live tonight. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, a little shortly after 6 o'clock. And Pete, there was oh God, I took a picture of it. There's somebody just sent me on Facebook, or I might have been somewhere. I think it was on Facebook. Well, now I can't find it. You dirty. Here it is. Hold on. Somebody sent me. Now, why is it doing this? Hold on. I got it right here. So here we go. Somebody said we're going to do this for Shannon Burke, who's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. I mean, enormous stuff. Yeah. Okay, it says here, Mexican word of the day, Dallas. That is the last game the Cowboys are going to play this year. This is the last game. Last year too. So anyway, so we got that going for us. So remind me to do that with Shannon.
I never thought as a Falcons fan I could feel sorry for somebody else.
Well, I know it is kind of surprising, and again, I still can't get over the fact that Tampa Bay walloped Philadelphia. I mean, anyway, good. I mean, good for Tampa Bay. I'm happy. Maybe
how much longer? I mean, obviously Baker Mayfield he had a 1-year contract with Tampa, so obviously they're going to re-sign him. But I mean, is he worth 5 to 6 years? Or?
I can't imagine. But he pulled it out.
Yeah,
I mean, against Philadelphia, though, I thought that was they were going as good as anybody for the final championship game.
No. Well, no. They were 10-1 at one point, and then they lost 6 of their last 7.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm happy for Tampa Bay. By the way, Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis coming up a little later. Any top subject you want to kind of tease at the moment there, Pete?
Also, there's some news about Ronald Acuna Jr., who's trying something new, maybe?
Switch hitting?
Well,
changing
then
position.
I guess we don't have to do that story.
I was guessing. Well, we're teasing because they'll want to tune in now. Maybe he's going to switch to like shortstop or something. I don't know. It could be a whole different thing. So we'll find out. Okay, 324. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's our phone number. We love phone calls. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And I got to talk about the social media thing. I'll do some newsy things here first, and then we'll do the social media thing at 3:30. And don't forget, we also have Flounder's Funnies. We have Pete's Tweets. We have all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay, just like an hour ago. Fulton County Floozy. I said Fulton County Floozy. I meant to say Fulton County Trollop. Fannie Willis, the DA of Fulton County, the perpendicular prosecutor, will appear for a February 15th hearing regarding the fact that she is a tramp who misused money and should be thrown off this case to go after trying to get Donald Trump. The Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee scheduled the hearing today for February 15th. And, of course, Fannie has been after Donald Trump from the very beginning. She hired her special prosecutor, Nathan Wade, her side piece, to help her prosecute Trump, even though I saw Jesse Waters last night said two things. He said this guy Wade, Nathan Wade, apparently billed a one-day charge of the hourly rate of every single hour of the day. 24 hours of that one-day billing process. Not too bad if you can pull it off. And the second thing that Jesse Waters said, the guy is most famous for doing people who need to go to court to change their names. That's what he's famous for. Name changes, and if you've been in an accident, fender benders. And he doesn't win all of those either, apparently. This is unfreaking believable. But again, the Fulton Floozy defense hiring him. Fannie defense hiring this guy who does mostly name changes because he's tough, but he's obedient. It's like, she has him in the palm of her hand. So again, you can't be negative when it comes to the fan. Oh, by the way, I understand that Fannie now has changed the ringtone on her phone, and now the ringtone goes, So
Chicka bow, chicka bow, bow, chicka bow.
I mean, the balls on this woman. Can you imagine being so stupid that you hire your boyfriend and now she says, well, he got the same rate as her. Yeah, he got the same rate, but he billed every hour of every day. I mean, come on, you're kidding me. And then he'd take lavish vacations together for his $700,000 that you paid him. Oh, my God. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to not think you're not going to get away with it? I mean, it's just astounding. There's no way that she's not going to withdraw from this case. Her hearing is February 15th. We found out about this like an hour ago. I am betting you right now there's no way that by the time she goes, the hearing will be probably canceled because she's going to have to take herself out of it. There's no way. Can you imagine the news coverage?
No, she's not. She is going to make them take her down so she can scream racist.
Yeah, I guess she wants to be mayor one day. Somebody said, that was her original plan is to make a name for herself and then run for freaking mayor. And I'll bet that's true. Of course, she's throwing the race card already. She says the only reason that they scrutinized her side piece, Nathan Wade, was because he's black. And the other two guys working for are white. Well, he's also the only one you're sleeping with. That might be one reason they scrutinize him, because you're having sex with him while he was married to somebody else. And then as soon as she hired him, the next day he filed for divorce. Talk about a homewrecker. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I mean, this is unbelievable. God. Anyway, 328. Coming up, one of the great headlines of all time. Also, the story of how if you're illegal, you get to go to the front of the line to get out of here on a free airline ticket, apparently, too. And why we don't want people to take over the Statue of Liberty and throw it in the ocean. The freaking liberals are at it again. I do want a quick thing for our break here in the afternoon. I want to thank Flounder and I want to thank Amanda, our Obenführer of our social media commandante. This morning, as you know, I feed video. I take videos every day every weekend at the stable of horses and playing around. And then one or two times, one video or two videos a day I feed during the week on Facebook and YouTube. I used to do Rumble, but they won't let me do it, so screw them. So I do. Okay, so YouTube this morning, I'm ready to feed on YouTube, and all of a sudden a thing popped up and it says, YouTube would like access to have everybody on YouTube look at your stuff or something like that. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. So I did that. And then I wanted to try to feed my videos by going into my YouTube thing. And when I hit the little dial, the little X thing to get you to go to your photos, they were all gone. And I thought, oh, my God, I've just erased all my photos. I can't do YouTube anymore. They're gone. Where the hell are they? And I couldn't get them back. So I immediately, someone kind of get the Flounder. And there was another thing he had to help me with first about getting rid of a message with some tag thing. I don't even know what that is. Anyway, so on the YouTube thing, and I thought, oh, my God, they're gone. And these go back years. They go back like from 2010 before I came back to work. While I was retired in Florida with Jack the Good Boy. Anyway, then I saw Amanda right before the show, and I said, you know about all this stuff. So she goes in, sweet girl, and she says, well, you have to go in your settings. And so she took my phone, and she didn't even know where my settings little doohickey was on the screens. So she typed in something, went to my settings, diddly boom boom boom, diddly wabbly with her fingers. It's unbelievable. Got into the thing, got into the YouTube, got into the limited or not limited, and fixed it out, and I got them all back. So they're now there. And again, but here's the thing. I felt like such an idiot because when the original notice came up and it said, do you want to allow access to all YouTubers to your photo? I said, no, I don't want anybody who's on YouTube to go into my phone. But that's not what it meant. Well, how am I supposed to know that? I'm not supposed to know what they mean by that. If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have this problem. I'm an educated man. I feel like an idiot. Any 9-year-old could help me out there. Anyway, thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Flounder. I feel so much better. I think I'll go back to school. God. 3:30, get repeated, Flounder. I'll be better now. Look out.
stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines, presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
The city of Atlanta's homicide rate has dropped after 3 years of rising rates. The homicide rate decreased by 21% in 2023, with only 135 people murdered in the city last year, compared to the 171 murdered in 2020. The Georgia Department of Health says they have confirmed the state's first case of measles since 2020. The department says that a person who is unvaccinated for the measles was exposed while traveling abroad. The department also says that anyone experiencing symptoms should contact their doctor immediately, but do not go to the hospital, a clinic, or doctor's office without calling first. With your headlines, Scott Rhino, Extra 106.3.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, it's Lowe's. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Kawasaki engines. Landscapers rely on their equipment every day and need capable power, and the team at Howard Brothers and Kawasaki Engines answers. Kawasaki Engines deliver the power and performance that Howard Brothers customers demand. Whether the equipment on their trailer is an X-Mark, Skag, Cub Cadet, Toro, or Walker, chances are the mowers are powered by Kawasaki Engines. The folks at Howard Brothers know power equipment better than anyone. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki Engines and Howard Brothers.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
2024 Georgia Tech football season ticket memberships are now available. The 2024 season features marquee matchups against Miami and Notre Dame. Purchase your membership before December 1st and be entered into 30 days of giving featuring a new prize each day. Season ticket memberships come with benefits. Enjoy discounts on merchandise and concessions, convenient payment plans, special pre-sale opportunities, and more. Lock in your 2024 Georgia Tech football season ticket membership by visiting RamblinWreck.com. Sting 'em.
If you're having trouble picking a New Year's resolution, CarShield has you covered. This year, don't worry about how much it's going to cost to fix your car when it breaks down. Prices on just about everything are still rising, but I, for one, have locked in my price and it will never go up. CarShield helps me handle everything, and this is why I love them. I have CarShield's coverage for my old ranch vehicles. They've saved me literally thousands of dollars over the last few years. I don't have to worry about these trucks because I know they're covered with CarShield. CarShield offers protection plans for around $100 a month that cover more parts than ever before, from alternators to big ticket items like your transmission. Whether your car has 5,000 or 150,000 miles, CarShield has a protection plan for you. This year, choose coverage through CarShield. A resolution is easy to keep when it's CarShield. They'll have your back. They have mine. Go to carshield.com/Beck or call 800-227-6100. 800-227-6100. Save 20% on your plan right now. carshield.com/Beck.
Bum, 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 yeah, down, 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 down. Oh, my. Love this song. Baby, gotta love me. Yeah, baby. The Eagles, taking it easy, was on this day in 2016, Glenn Fry died at the age of 67. It was in New York City, died from complications of rheumatoid arthritis, colitis, and pneumonia. Glenn Fry co-founded the Eagles in 1971 with Don Henley, Bernie Ledden, I think it is, and Randy Meisner. After the breakup of the Eagles in 1980, Glenn Fry embarked on a solo career, went on to score top 40 hits, The One You Love, Smuggler's Blues, The Heat Is On, and You Belong to the City. Glenn Fry died at the age of 67 in 2016 at this day. Our quick birthday list includes Jason Segel, the comic actor, Marshall on How I Met Your Mother, 44 years old. Is he married that little brunette hottie? What's her name? The little actress chick? Jason Segel or not? Who's married that little hottie girl, also an actress? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, who is the guy?
The one with the face?
Yeah. Who's the one on how? This is how I mentioned.
For a network, maybe? Or? You know that woman.
Well, he was one of the. Who's the tall blonde?
One.
The tall blonde actor's married to the little tiny, little petite, little brunette girl. She was also one of the series chick on one of those famous series.
Lily Allen?
No,
Aldrin?
Oh my God.
No. Anyway, I'll think of it. Sorry, Jason Segel's 44. I'll think of it. What the hell is her name?
No one else will.
Well, oh God. Well, somebody there. What was the show where the was How I Met Your Mother the one with the redhead and the tall blonde?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't a blonde.
The gay guy.
I don't remember.
Neil Patrick Harris.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I screwed up. I'll tell you. Believe me, it'll come to me, and I'll tell you, and you'll think I'm an idiot, and you'll be right, of course. Let's see. On this day in 19... God, something like Nina, but it's not, isn't it? It's a shortened first name. Really cute little brunette, little blonde, teeny. Oh, God, I'm killing myself. 1980, Studio
Kristen?
Nope. Not Kristen Bell. She was a brunette. Oh, God, I hate this. I just hate this.
All right, move along. Let's move along.
1980, Studio 54 owner Stephen Rubel and Ian Schrager were sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for tax evasion, then fined $20,000 to Studio 54 owners. Ian Schrager was pardoned by President Putitat, the divider-in-chief, in 2017, now owns a line of massively successful upscale hotels. And Steve Rubel died of AIDS in 1989, so that's what happened to Studio 54. Mila Kunis. Who married her?
Mina Kunis.
Ashton Kutcher.
There you go. See,
Kutcher.
I told you. Tall blonde actor guy. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Boom. The camera. He brought it back. It came through my brain out to the front.
You said Jason Segel.
Well, no, I said isn't Jason Segel, who's a tall blonde actor, comedy actor, and I said, is he the one married to that little teeny brunette girl?
He's not blonde. He's a brunette.
Well, so I got like one thing wrong. Anyway, so I said, so who's a blonde guy married to the little teeny girl? And I just came up with that myself. And it was Mila Kunis, who I was trying to think of.
Ashton
Kutcher.
Isn't blonde either.
Oh, my God. Anyway. Well, I got her name right. I got to tell you, I'm pretty proud that I came around and got her name out of my mouth. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to apologize. I can't help it. You know, my life. Okay, this is all I got. Okay, this is.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth.
Bam! Oh, God. Oh, Lordy.
5 fingers sent to the face.
They're going to fire me. They're going to say, that's it. This just. 340 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I guess there's no sense giving the phone number. We're going to be part of this. Anyway, how about this for a headline? This was one of the lead stories a couple hours ago. How's this for a headline? Uvalde cops listened as gunmen shot kids who called out for help and still did nothing. Damning DOJ report reveals as it singles out police chief and sheriff for 77 minutes of inaction that cost lives of 19 children and 2 teachers during massacre. Boom. What a headline. This, of course, was in 2022, the Robb Elementary School, and the new Justice Department report's almost 600 pages. Talk about failures from the beginning to the end. Just a couple of quickies here, because this is a rather major thing. And so, of course, the parents, the families of the victims were, waiting for this to see if anything new happened or if they found out something they didn't know before. A couple of highlights. They singled out the police chief in particular, but the report did not recommend how anybody should be punished. They just reported what had happened that day. Outdated technology, no training, failed communication, no leadership. It took 77 minutes for 376 lawmen and women at the scene to kill the 18-year-old murderer who killed 21 people in multiple classrooms. It took 77 minutes to kill him. Some bullet wound victims were put on buses without even being alerted to the medics, and some parents were told their children had survived the mass shooting when in fact they had not. Another problem. Police Chief Arredondo was slammed in the federal report for intentionally not trying to save people who were alive and trapped in the classrooms with a shooter. He acknowledged that there were victims and deceased in the room with a shooter and intentionally prioritized the evacuations over immediate breach and entry into the room. This is counter to active shooter response principles, which state the priority is to address and eliminate the threat. Let me say that again. The priority is to address and eliminate the threat. Go get him. Even if you die doing it in a hail of freaking gunfire. Where do they get these people? Sorry. Number 2, the sheriff named Nolasco did not seek out or establish a command post, establish unified command, or share the intelligence he learned from the relatives of the shooter. He didn't assign anybody to gather intelligence on the subject or do anything about what they have in front of them and what's going to happen. Without proper command and control, a game warden and a constable were taking on the roles traditionally performed by the incident commander. There was a lack of urgency. No one questioned the decisions. The chief and the acting chief in the classrooms did not treat the shooting as active. They treated it as a barricaded subject rather than an active shooter. The decision made despite the fact multiple rounds of gunfire could be heard all over the school. 10 simultaneous events that should have driven the lawmen response to take steps to immediately stop the killing, but they did not. Multiple survivors heard people say, help, help if you need help, at which point a kid said, help and help. And then the killer shot the kid dead. And the police, even after that, did not respond. They heard the boy yell, help, help, and then the shooter killed him, and then the police still didn't go in there. There was confusion of who was in charge, what to do, what was going on. No attempt to confront the active shooter and rescue the kids. And now a Democrat senator says the families can't even sue the Department of Public Safety or anybody else because of governmental immunity. So he now wants Texas to pass a law to give parents and families permission to sue the state. So at least they can get something, and I guess for revenge or justice or whatever, closure, call it what you want. There were a couple quick things. A scene showed multiple police officers hanging around in corridors outside the 4th grade classrooms while the shooter was writing LOL on a whiteboard with the blood of his school victims. He holed up in 2 adjoining classrooms, went on the killing spree. Students still making panic 911 calls when the police were 1 wall away. Finally, a U.S. Border Patrol team burst into the classroom and killed the bastard, which was a little on the late side, but they got him. Good Lord. 3:45. All right, well, we got... Yeah, boy. Coming up, whether you should mention Jesus on NBC. We'll find out there. It's 3:45 with the Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And Flounder's Funny's coming up, too. We got all that good stuff. Look out.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about lying Joe and Hunter Biden. While that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on safes are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Have you been trying to decide what to do with the exterior of your home? Should you paint? What color? What about your siding or stucco? Decisions. This is Jim Niarchos from the All Four Seasons Home Show, and this weekend we have Mike Gallo of Vision Painting. They're one of the most respected painting companies in Metro Atlanta. Tune in this Saturday morning at 9 to hear their valuable tips right here on Extra 106.3.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit and is designed to take you anywhere you want to go. Get yours today at Subaru of Gwinnett with 1.9% financing and discover the many reasons to love a 2024 Subaru Outback. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology for added safety. The convenience of available wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Tough, sophisticated styling and standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. This is your opportunity to get out there and go places in the 2024 Subaru Outback. Now available this month with incredible 1.9% financing at Subaru of Gwinnett. Adventure never looked so good. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Go to SubaruofGwinnett.com to learn more. That's SubaruofGwinnett.com. Subaru of Gwinnett in Duluth. More than a car dealer. On select models cannot be combined with any other offer. With approved credit. Well-qualified applicants only. Expires month end.
Ding dong, ding dong. It's a Beatles. Ding. Rubali, Rubala, what is it? What's it? Oblada, there you go. A silly little love song, eh, Paul? Anyway, we'll play little Beatles here. Here we go. All right, sing the song with the Beatles. Here we go. Yeah, it was on this day, 2011, the largest collection of Beatles memorabilia went on display in a museum in Buenos Aires, Argentina. A 53-year-old accountant turned his mammoth Beatles collection into a museum. He had 8,500 objects. set the world record for the largest collection of Beatles stuff, including a box of condoms bearing the names of John Lennon and Yoko Ono, a brick from the Cavern Club, a chunk of the stage from the Star Club in Hamburg, and certified copies of the band members' birth certificates. Among his favorite items were 64 boxes of chewing gum in the form of Beatles records. Anyway, the auction. Now, Flounder, there's on your music list here, Flounder, of course, our musical director, there's another Beatles thing at the end. Is that for another Beatles song? Or just checking? Good.
Double dose.
Double dose today. Very exciting. I look forward to it. Also, our birthday list includes Jesse L. Martin, the actor, 55, and Detective Joe West on The Flash. He was Detective Ed Green on Law and Order, and Tom in Rent. I didn't see that stuff. But Jesse L. Martin's 55 years old today. And on this day in history, 1967, Albert DeSalvo was convicted in Cambridge, Mass. Of armed robbery, assault, and sex charges, sentenced to life in prison in 1967. That life sentence turned out to last about 6 years because he was the Boston Strangler. And 6 years after he got convicted, another prisoner killed him. So he got his just rewards. 3:52 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Did my voice just...
Yeah. Your balls drop?
I'm a man.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. By the way, coming up, you're going to hear CJ Stroud talking about what happened in editing on NBC. And you want to do a little something here before we do that, because that may take a second. Also... okay. What I was actually saying, maybe let's do a Flounder's Funny here. There we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, don't you?
All righty. This is a lady by the name of Kathy Ladman.
Kathy.
Pretty funny stuff.
There we go.
Women ain't fun.
I know this girl. And here she is now. Yeah.
Isn't it so random? Like, I'll get up in the morning, go into the bathroom, look in the mirror. Gee, I don't look so good. Maybe if my eyelids were blue, I'd be more attractive. Where did that come from? Okay, I'm doing it. Women don't want to look like toucans. We're going for. We want what men want. Everybody wants to look younger. And gravity is making that impossible. That's why I keep a mirror by my front door to make sure I look presentable when I leave the house. So I was leaning in her recently. I looked in the mirror, and I saw something on my neck. So I leaned in a little more closely to see what it was, and it was my neck. The most I'm willing to do is to hold my upper arm flap sack with chip clips.
Kathy, what? What's her name?
Laudman. Kathy Laudman.
Very funny lady. It's good to have female comedians. There used to be a whole bunch of them. And I don't know if there are any females doing stand-up these days.
There's some out there for sure.
Yeah.
Women aren't funny.
There you go. 354.
They're not.
There we go. 354 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. In the news, this happened the other day and is kind of getting some public reaction on social media and elsewhere concerning the word Jesus and our Lord and Savior and stuff like that coming over on television. The story goes of the AFC wildcard game with the Houston Texans quarterback CJ Stroud. He's the rookie. I mean, this guy's been fantastic all year. He had a terrific victory, 45-14 blowout over the Browns. And afterwards, he was interviewed on NBC by Catherine Tappan. And before that, talking about their flashy performance, he said this, and it came back a little bit to haunt him. Here's the first part of what... Actually, do we have the edited thing first? Flounder, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, the edited one is played first.
Here's what happened when NBC, the account, published a video of him talking to the girl, and here's what that came out after they had changed it.
NFL season and a record-setting performance for you. What does this moment mean?
I mean, it's been amazing being in this city for as short as I've been, but
Okay, he praises the city in a short time. Here, actually, is what he said when he was interviewed after the game.
First and foremost, I just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's been amazing.
He started praising Jesus Christ. Now, that's all. I did not see this live, and all I know was the story is that he was interviewed and decided to praise our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. First and foremost, want to give all my glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The moment was tainted because NBC cut out his praise for Jesus in their social media interview afterwards of the rookie quarterback. And so, now we got a thing going where they're saying, how come NBC and TV edits out him praising Jesus? Now, I didn't see it live, but Pete Davis, you did. Give us your take, because you told me something I had no idea about this when he started talking.
Well, you know what? I thought we were going to play the whole cut. We don't have the whole cut.
We don't have the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll have to explain it. You'll have to describe
it. Okay, basically, and we talked about this beforehand, how you feel a little uncomfortable if people keep going on and on. I also feel the same way. I'm a card-carrying Christian, but once you've given out the thanks to God, they're there to talk about the football game. You're there to do a job. There's a time and place for everything. And he kept going. In fact, he kept going longer than any other athlete I've ever seen. And I was starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm thinking, look, there comes a point where by proselytizing so much, you're turning more people off than you're turning them on. And that's all he kept talking about instead of the game. And to her credit, she let him go. She didn't interrupt him and everything. But I don't agree with what they did later by, editing the thing. But frankly, he went on farther than any athlete I've ever heard.
Well, two things. When we talked about this story before the show today, I said, and I totally agree, if I get very uncomfortable with any kind of public talking about spirituality of religion, talking a lot about Jesus and our Lord and Savior and things like that. If it happens a lot publicly, I get uncomfortable with it. I think I take it privately, and it might be my age bracket. I don't know. I'm just saying it makes me uncomfortable. I'm glad they're praise the Lord, but if you're doing it all the time on TV, it just makes me very uncomfortable. And when Pete described it, he went on and on and on and on, and thinking, well, now I think what they should have done, they should have allowed, when they were playing this back in editing, they should have allowed him to say, I want to, thank my Jesus, my Lord and Savior, and boy, what a great game. And then, do at least, that he did that, but you didn't have to play the whole 4 minutes of him, praising God. Anyway, it's a thing on social media.
He made Tim Tebow look like a Satanist. I mean,
well, again, I think that if I had seen it, I would have said the same thing that you did. Is said, boy, this is really making me uncomfortable. Not because it's wrong. It's just it's personal. It's
There's
like
a time and place.
You wouldn't want well, anyway, that's all. Now check this out. This just broke on Fox. I got it in front of me on my iPad. Mississippi mother's post of her son's disciplinary incident has gone viral. Here's what happened. Let's see. Shona Coleman wrote on Facebook, my son just got this notice from school for saying Jesus Christ. Now, again, folks, I'm saying this, I'm quoting a story here, so don't be all, anti-Semitic on me. It was a photo of a parental notice of disciplinary incident from the elementary school in South Haven, Mississippi. The notice checked unacceptable language. They had a conference with a student, and apparently the note said the son said Jesus Christ when he dropped the Legos he was cleaning up after recess. Now, they said the school said it's possible a student could be corrected for a disrespectful use of Jesus Christ's name, but a student would never be disciplined for simply saying Jesus Christ. And several schools in the district have Christian fellowships that meet on campus. So now they're having a whole big thing about this he's 7. And the mom says, I don't know what's so sad this world's coming to. They need Jesus Christ at the school. We had to continue to pray for our children. Show me a policy where Jesus Christ is unacceptable language. 4 o'clock. Well, it is in South Haven, Mississippi. 4 o'clock with a Giver Pete and flour. Drop your Legos up to Daisy.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
Not at war with the Houthis. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Pentagon Deputy Spokesman Sabrina Singh offering reassurance after another round of U.S. strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen.
We don't seek war. We don't think that we are at war.
Instead, the Pentagon says it's self-defense. Today's strikes hitting 2 anti-ship missiles that were prepared to launch, targeting ships in the Red Sea. The law enforcement response to the massacre at a Texas elementary school was a failure. That conclusion from a Justice Department report released by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland in Uvalde.
The DOJ's scathing new report showing local police in Uvalde responded within minutes. 5 of them advancing under the sounds of gunshots. They came under fire, took on shrapnel, then retreated as hundreds of officers descended on the scene, most not knowing what to do because of failed leadership.
Officials on scene transitioned from treating the scene as an active shooter situation to treating the shooter as a barricaded subject.
Over an hour went by with more shots being fired by the gunman before police advanced again, killing him, though not before he murdered 19 students and 2 teachers.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Prosecutors in Texas still reviewing possible criminal charges. The prosecutor leading an election interference case against former President Trump and others in Georgia may face an investigation herself.
Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee has set February 15th for a hearing to address an alleged relationship between Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. DA Willis has been given until February 2nd to respond to the filing.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Willis has not directly answered claims of a relationship or of misusing taxpayer funds, but suggested this week that criticism is racially motivated. A late rally on Wall Street, the Dow up 202 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling while telling a customer to leave the room, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY.
Hey, how's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimber with Pete and Flounder. It's 403 on 106.3 and our number 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, Tito. Oh, Priscilla. Yeah, kind of a little crooning here for you. 2006, on this very day, animals in Michael Jackson's private zoo were declared to be in good health after officials paid a surprise visit to the Neverland Ranch. A medical officer from the Department of Agriculture inspected the property after concerns voiced by the animal rights group PETA, people eating tasty animals. Michael Jackson earlier had moved out of Neverland and had taken up residence in Bahrain in the Middle East. And they were concerned about the state of his animals' health, so they checked it out. Let's see, birthdays include, or if you watch 30 Rock, the TV show 30 Rock, one of the fun characters I thought was really a fun character was the guy who played Jonathan, the blonde-haired, kind of goofy, geeky guy from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Well, his name is Malik Pancholi, who played Jonathan on 30 Rock and Sanjay on Weeds. He's 50 years old today, so happy birthday to them. 30 Rock, once again, one of the greatest series of all time. And the Baldwin brother guy, whichever one it was one of the greatest comedic actors I've ever seen on that show. He was really, it was a great role. As much as I think he's a jerk and a hideous, disgusting slime bag. 405 with a Kimmer, and on this day in history, let's see, we got something here somewhere. I know I did. Well, speaking of Michael Jackson, let's do this. 1996, Lisa Marie Presley said it just didn't work out after only a year and a half, so she filed for divorce from Michael Jackson on this day in 1996. Lots of theories as to why they got married in the first place, needing each other's fame or money, deflecting child abuse charges against him, using Michael to help launch Lisa's career. There was a lot of different speculation. Either way, it lasted about a year and a half, and that was a ballgame. And let's see. Well, that's fine. We got time to move on. 4:05. I have an update on what's going on with the President Showers with Daughters alma mater. One of them where we got apparently a bunch of money and influence. That's coming up. First of all, this is a rather bizarre story. Pete, did someone send this to you or like a Facebook thing? This guy, Dave, and Dave is here, snapped a picture at a pre-TSA line at the airport. And he says, this is a state of absolute insanity happening at our airports. I'm in the pre-TSA line where immigrants don't have to have an ID to get through security. And they can choose whether to have their picture taken. Dave writes, it's a plan to destroy America. And he sends us a picture of the notice. And the notice says, non-U.S. citizen document validation using CP1 technology. We're testing the use of the thing at certain TSA checkpoints to validate adult non-U.S. citizens' travel documentation when the traveler does not otherwise have an acceptable form of identification. So this is how they're helping them get through the line if they have squat for an ID. Here's how it works. 1, notify the TSA officer you're an immigrant. 2, didn't say illegal immigrant. 2, the TSA officer will take a photo, optional. If requested, provide your alien identification number or biographic information. And 4, follow officer's instructions. You may decline to have your photo taken. Yes, if you don't wish to have your photo taken, please notify a TSA officer. You'll provide your alien identification number, even if you don't want to have your photo taken. So we're just going to verify the information you previously provided, and we will not store your information because your information is verified through the CPA. Would test one thing. TSA also will not store your information as part of this process. Well, I think that's awfully white of them, don't you think? Gee. And by the way, these people they're not paying for the airline tickets. They don't have any money. They're getting free airline flights.
Yeah.
My God. In fact, I remember reading something not too long ago about people in the airline going, hey, how come those people are all in first class? From Bolivia or, Costa Rica. They didn't buy those tickets. It's just unfreaking believable. And by the way, check this out. Just in now. In fact, I'm using my iPad sitting here in front of me. University of Pennsylvania, which hosts President Showers with Daughters think tank, is seeing its Chinese donations soar, including from communist sources. Yes, reviewed records show the Biden's think tank, the Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, my God, Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, found itself under a microscope after documents found at the center led to questions regarding Chinese donations to the university as harboring the think tank because of President Joe crime family. Well, new records show the University of Pennsylvania recently saw its donations from China exponentially swelling from its previous reporting period, including money from individuals and institutions with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. It's all tied to the Chinese Communist Party. I mean, what's not tied to the Chinese Communist Party? It's no surprise the donations have continued to surge, according to the executive director. It's another clear signal our institutions of higher education have become instruments of foreign influence under an administration that projects weakness on the global stage. The tripling of Chinese donations at the University of Pennsylvania, home to Biden's think tank, should raise serious alarms among lawmakers who are interested in curbing the growing power of the Chinese Communist Party. Records indicate the university pulled in $25 million in last year. Well over the $8 million it did the year before. It tripled. Holy smokes. Nothing wrong, though, here probably, huh? Anybody have any problem with this? You gotta love it.
I think it's interesting that with all the people pulling their money from the Ivy League schools because we found out they're anti-Semitic, that suddenly the Chinese are stepping in and replacing some of that money.
Yeah, hard to explain, really, when you look at it. I guess probably kind of a secret. Let's see. Oh, by the way, speaking of the liberals and what they're after, a Democrat named Maxwell Frost from Florida is getting mocked for introducing a bill in Congress which would basically remove the Statue of Liberty. Because there is a bill in Congress, and by the way, Republicans are caving on this thing again. But the new bill would restrict asylum process for people crossing the border and require construction of the border wall. But of course, that's going to be a problem because they're also caving into Ukrainian stuff and the business of asylum. And by the way, they're talking about asylum. Democrats are already proposing asylum for all these people to clear up the problem. They say one after another. Heard them again today. Well, if we're going to clear all this up, and we just grant asylum, and then make them be able to be part of America, and everything will be fine. Oh, okay. Anyway, he's now. He's got. In fact, I found her. I think we have a little soundbite of this guy. This freshman guy named Frost wants to tear down the Statue of Liberty.
My colleagues on this side of the aisle, let's be honest with immigrants who deserve better than what you're offering them. Don't welcome immigrants if you plan to reject them. If you keep pushing your bigoted H.R. 2 bill, then also pass this bill. I've taken the liberty of drafting it for you. It removes the Statue of Liberty, our largest symbol that tells people to come here. This is who you are, removing the fabric of America. So I want to know which Republican who supports and voted for H.R. 2 will introduce this bill.
Yeah, this is what they're concerned about. Some of the reaction includes Democrats can't decide if they want to topple statues or have them make laws for us. There's only one party in this country that wants to tear down statues, and it's not the Republicans. Well, mentioning mayors, Eric Adams isn't a Republican. Brandon Johnson isn't a Republican. None of the other mayors crying about immigrants are Republican, not one of them. The country's going to hell because people keep electing morons like this. They said, I guess New York and Chicago should stop complaining about all the immigrants. You can be for legal immigration and a secure border, not something we have to choose between. And somebody can say, yeah, he should sponsor a family. An illegal alien should be sent to his district. The compassionate thing to do. Thank Governor Abbott. Good Lord. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Give me your tired, you're poor doesn't mean anybody can come in and will take care of you. That's never been the point of immigration. No other country in the world does that. Nobody ever. Oh, Lord. 413. All right, how you going? Oh, we got so much more. Just in, Michelle Obama could sneak her way into the race of the presidency, according to a New York columnist. We'll kind of talk about some of that stuff, too. With a Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 413 on 106.3.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
I'm not particularly a fan of big government, but is there a federal agency I truly admire? Why, yes, the FAA. Over 40 years of flying, 4,000 pilot and command hours. I came to respect the agency, especially the air traffic controllers, but maybe that's changing now. Have you heard about diversity hiring and the FAA? Yeah, the FAA now has a diversity hiring initiative, actively recruiting workers with, certain disabilities. Let me read it to you. The FAA website says individuals with targeted or severe disabilities are the most underrepresented segment of the federal workforce. So the FAA is trying actively to hire people with targeted disabilities. Okay, what are those? From the website, targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. They include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism, severe intellectual disability. The Cleveland Clinic identifies them as people who have an average mental age of between 3 and 6 years. There you go, folks. The FAA is targeting for hiring people with the average mental age of between 3 and 6 years. To a great extent, the FAA has your life in their hands when you are flying. How confident will you be that they're getting the job done safely? Severe intellectual disability and psychiatric disability. Think about it the next time you fasten your seatbelts and move your seat backs and tray tables to an upright position. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
What is spacious, has a versatile cabin, offers an intuitive voice assistant, and luxurious accommodations for up to 7? Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. The advanced GLE SUV leaps further ahead with turbo hybrid power, fresh styling, and even more intuitive technology. Experience the 2024 GLE 350 4MATIC SUV. Lease one today for just $859 per month for 36 months with $63.73 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through January 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
If you have been to Chuckingham Palace, you know that we now have gorgeous double front doors. Well, Dan Watkins, the guy that put that door in, told me some interesting things about it at dinner.
Atlanta is a weird market for front doors. For 40 years, builders have been installing odd-sized side lights as part of the front door, which is a huge problem now that people realize how much better their home looks with modern and beautiful double doors. Most companies will tell you the double door installation can't be done. It can be done, and we're the company to do it, no matter how odd the opening is. Let all Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors be the ones to tell you yes.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com. The Atlanta Braves are proud to host the second annual Braves Fest Gala on Friday, January 26th. This intimate evening under the lights at Truist Park is the premier fundraising event for the Atlanta Braves Foundation. The event will transform Truist Park into an elegant winter wonderland with warming igloos and a ski lodge where guests will enjoy festivities on the diamond, cigar rolling, bourbon tasting, live music, and unforgettable opportunities to mingle with Atlanta Braves players. Visit braves.com/gala to learn more and secure your tickets.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, Cobb's premier lifestyle magazine, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Diaz and Gaeta.
Thanks, Tara. Hi, I'm Giovanni Diaz.
And I'm Zach Gaeta. We have been in practice for 11 years and have 6 attorneys on staff. Our practices offered are personal injury, immigration, and criminal defense. We are located right here in Cobb County. Check out our website at eglawga.com and set up a free consultation.
We believe legal help should be accessible and affordable for everyone. The first consultation is always free and directly with one of our attorneys, and we maintain contact with our clients. We do not build walls between clients and attorneys. I assure you, Attorney Diaz and Gaeta will be working on your case and walking through the entire process.
Our team is always looking for opportunities to serve the community. We are open to participating with nonprofit and community organizations. That's why our relationship with Our Town Monthly is important to us.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you and the entire team at Diaz and Gaeta. And remember, Our Town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Here we go. Dun, 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 da-da. 38 years old on this day in 1989, Stevie Wonder became the youngest living person inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, sorry, back-timed that in there. It's a Right. Old days of rock and roll.
Wow.
Sing, man. Hey, we got a round mound of salt in our town clown. We have the rack of stacks of wax in our tracks. Sorry. Stevie Wonder. He was a ceremony held at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. Other inductees at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on this day in 1989 included the Stones, the Temptations, Otis Redding, and Dion DiMucci, Dion of the Belmonts. This was Stevie's thing here. Oh, I just lost my iPad thing. I got a story on there about Michelle. Hold on. 1, 2, this is 666 of the thing. Here we go. Our birthday list includes Dave Attell. I was joking about that number. Dave
Dave's
Attell.
not here.
Dave is here now. He's the comedian, 59 years old today. Dave Attell. He had a Showtime series called Dave's Old Porn, where he sat around cracking jokes watching 70s and 80s movies. But I've heard him before on Sirius XM. He's a funny guy. He's a pretty funny guy. Yeah. Dave Attell, at 59. And on this day in history, it was in 1788, the first British convicts arrived at Australia's Botany Bay. They established their penal colony a week later. Fun fact, you Star Trek fans know something about something I just mentioned. Do you know what I'm talking about, Pete? Anything strike your fancy there in the last 10 seconds about Star Trek?
About Star Trek?
Yeah. I just did that sentence. The convicts arrived at Australia at Botany Bay in 1788. Anything?
Oh, the Botany Bay was one of the ships.
Aha! Star Trek fans know the Botany Bay, the name of the ship commanded by Khan and his genetically enhanced crew of space colonists.
Yes.
Yes. She finally giving it up, is she? All right, 422. I just saw. By the way, hold on. Scott and Helen got phone calls. I just saw me the other day, and it was Shatner and Dr. Bones standing together, and William Shatner was saying, "Jim, there's a man all sick and he's throwing up in the hallway," and Bones says, "Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a." Oh, that's right. Never mind. Sorry. Anyway, 422. To the phones. Here's Scott with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hey, Scott, you on the radio, man. What's up?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Doing
great. Tuesday morning on the AM show, I just caught the tail end of this story, and I need you to verify it. But you know how far and in between the VA hospitals are, and to help veterans out, they've opened a lot of clinics.
Yeah.
And they've done this massively on all of our border states. Well, the tail end of the story I heard Tuesday morning on your station was they are displacing the vets so that they can stick the illegals in the clinics, house them, and medicate them. What's going on? Is this true?
Oh, I'm sure. I guarantee it is. Absolutely. I didn't hear that particular part. I listen every day from 6 to 10, but there are parts I miss. Obviously, I'm taking a shower, whatever. So I don't remember hearing that part of the story. But hell, they did the same thing for the Army-Navy game. They kicked out people, veterans' families who were there to watch the stupid Army-Navy game up in Massachusetts, and they kicked all of them out of all the hotel reservations they had. Said, well, you can't come after all, because they were housing all the illegal immigrants. I mean, hell, they do. They sneak them in at night. They go to airports at 2:00 in the morning and fly them all free wherever they want to go for free. Our money. Wow. Well, it's not free. It's our tax money. And I guarantee you they displace the veterans. Veterans are easy to displace. What are they going to do? They're old. You ever been to a veterans hospital? You want to feel bad one time? Hang around a veterans hospital. Just walk through the hallways and see what you see.
Oh, no. I God bless them. God bless you guys. I mean, dear God,
I know.
I just wanted to verify this story. I got chill bumps on my arms right now. I'm so pissed off.
Yeah, I don't blame it. Listen, thank you, Scott. Again, I did not hear exactly what they were talking about, but my guess is that they were saying that the veterans were kicked out, had to find other. Well, we know that's true. I mean, one place after another. Didn't they just do it in New York? Or Chicago? I just read about it where they told the veterans they have to get out. Hell, in fact, I remember there was a story, a highlight story of some guy that was like 84 years old, and they told him he had to leave because they needed the housing for the immigrants. and had to make other arrangements. My God, 425. To the phones, Helen is chatting. Hello, Helen. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you calling. What's going on?
Well, thank you. I hope I'm really not too late on the subject, but every time anybody starts on the poem about the Statue of Liberty, it just flies all over me. Because Emma Lazarus was not elected to anything, anytime, and had nothing to do with the concept, the manufacture, or the delivery of the Statue of Liberty. The thing was conceived in 1865 by France, who wanted to give America a present for our birthday of 1876, right?
Yeah.
And they made it. It was called Liberty Enlightening the World. She features a tablet in her hand with July 4th, 1776. It's to commemorate. I'm sorry, I got to calm down.
No, it's all right. You're doing great. It's hard being on the radio. Believe me, if I'm ever on the radio and someone's actually talking to me, I start breathing too much and I start getting like this. So I know exactly what you're doing. You're doing great. Anyway, no, keep going with your story on the plaque of the Statue of Liberty. You're doing great. Don't worry.
Kids, don't try this at home. Anyway, she was made with the plaque of the date of 1776, July 4, 1776, to commemorate the Declaration of Independence. Mm-hmm. The first time that a nation stood up and said, screw you to monarchy. Let's just put it that way. I'm sure my teacher didn't. But it was finally cast and delivered in 1884 in pieces, where it lay in parts around New York City. Big chunks of it in Central Park, in fact, because Americans had to raise the money to have it put together and set somewhere.
Yeah.
And as part of the fundraising to get the money to put the thing together and stand it up, Emma Lazarus wrote a poem called The New Colossus. And the last few lines of it are the give me your tired, your poor, etc. So it's not a law.
Yeah.
It was not part of the thing.
Yeah.
It's an ad campaign that has persisted over 100 years.
Yeah.
And it just bugs me to hell when people start talking about it is liberty enlightening the world, not Tom Baudette's leaving a light on for you.
Exactly. It doesn't mean anybody can get in anytime you feel like it for any reason, and we'll take care of you. That's not it.
We've got a front door. We've got a front door, and people coming in the front door are not treated the same as people crawling in the back window.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I have lived as a guest worker in another country. I am the daughter of a first-generation American, and it just drives me up the friggin' wall.
Well,
there's a way to do this.
If you go to Mexico, if you're pregnant and you go to Mexico and have your baby in Mexico, your baby's not Mexican, and they're going to tell you to get the hell out of the country and go back where you belong. No other country in the world does this. No other country in the world allows you to do that kind of stuff. I mean, it's nonsense. No other country in the world has open borders like this. Well, what other country has had 6 million people come across in like 2 years?
I think Poland did in 1930. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I remember the mayor of Paris in 1939 said, "Oh, here comes a German army. Table for 20,000, monsieur."
We have le schnitzel germanique.
I love it. Anyway, Helen, I'm very glad you called. Thank you. You did great, and call anytime. I appreciate you being with it. All right, sweetie.
Oh, that's a threat, not a promise.
Thank you. I appreciate it. 429.
We got Swatoon.
Kimmer Babes come through again. Swatoon with the Kimmer Pete and Flounder. You're on the radio, my friend. What's going on?
Hey, Kimmer, one thing I got about the Democrats is they think because I come from other country, I need hand down pretty much. I need to be helped. But all we need, I mean, when I came to America, I didn't want to get dependent on anybody, not government, not you, not anybody, but everything I want to get, it's by my own hands. Yeah. And that's what I like about America right now, is because I built my kingdom, and guess what? I will die for that kingdom, and America is the best country you can come to.
But you got to do it the right way, and you're an American and a citizen, and you did the right way, and it must gall you to hell to have people, by the millions, literally by the millions, are just showing up and saying, "Well, I'm a refugee. Okay, come on in."
Well, in 2000, I paid like $800 to get my, to start my citizenship process.
Yeah, wow.
And today they're giving it free, and I have lots of Mexico friends, South Africa friends, and who were like, we were just pissed because they were giving back then. They were giving the citizenship for free, and here us. I mean, back then $800 was a lot of money.
Yeah, they're trying to change our country, Swatum. There's no question about it. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder coming up. Why Michelle Big Mike Obama, at least one political observer in New York says she's going to get in the race. Coming up, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder next.
The stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines. Presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
The city of Atlanta's homicide rate has dropped after 3 years of rising rates. The homicide rate decreased by 21% in 2023, with only 135 people murdered in the city last year, compared to the 171 murdered in 2020. The Georgia Department of Health says they have confirmed the state's first case of measles since 2020. The department says that a person who is unvaccinated for the measles was exposed while traveling abroad. The department also says that anyone experiencing symptoms should contact their doctor immediately, but do not go to the hospital, a clinic, or doctor's office without calling first. With your headlines, Scott Rhino, Extra 106.3.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Calling all aspiring tradespeople. Ready to master a new skill to boost your career? Introducing the Blue Collar Virtual Trade School. Learn from industry experts from the comfort of your own home. Whether it's HVAC, plumbing, or electrical work, we've got you covered. Gain hands-on expertise through immersive virtual simulations and connect with instructors who have been in the field. Elevate your career potential. The Blue Collar Virtual Trade School, where future begins with a click. Visit thebluecollarvirtualtradeschool.com or call 678-916-6145.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Get involved with Special Olympics Georgia today. Join Special Olympics Georgia for the 2024 State Indoor Winter Games in Cobb and surrounding areas, January 26th through 28th, and watch Georgia's champions compete in sports like basketball, powerlifting, bowling, floor hockey, and pickleball. Volunteer today and head to SpecialOlympicsGA.org and click on the volunteer link. Thank you to our statewide sponsors, volunteers, and fans that come out to support these amazing athletes.
Some choices are complicated, like do I get peanuts or popcorn? Thankfully, others are much simpler, like rooting for the Braves and choosing Truist One checking. No overdraft fees, lots of perks you can cheer for, and when your account balances grow, you get upgraded automatically. Oh, and with more than 130 Atlanta branches, you can add convenience to the list of perks too. Truist One checking. One simple choice. Branch count as of May 31st, 2023. Atlanta Metro Area. Truist Bank member FDIC.
The engagement ring that started your story. The wedding band that commemorates that special day. The diamond tennis bracelet for your first anniversary. The beautiful earrings with your first child's birthstone. Some of your life's best moments were celebrated with the help of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. No matter the occasion, we've been there for all of them. From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and graduations. Nothing says I love you more than a beautiful piece of fine jewelry from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. What's your next special occasion? Celebrate it with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings, necklace, bracelet, watch, or a ring from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. See rings and styles you've never seen before at prices you've never seen before. And don't forget, we also offer jewelry cleaning and repair. Life's greatest moments are meant to be cherished, and no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy.
You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice, 404-964-4185.
Jimmy. Look out. 4:35. Hey, Joe. Jimi Hendrix's experience on this day in 1967 was in Britain. And they sang this song on Top of the Pops show. A live version of Hey Joe. They also played a show at the 7.5 Club in Mayfair, London, afterwards. In 1967. Jimi Hendrix's experience. Bum, bum. Yeah, and on the birthday list, Allison Armgrim is 62. Allison played Nellie Olson on The Little House on the Prairie. I think she was a little blonde chick with a funny haircut. Yeah,
annoying.
No, very annoying, yeah. As are most children, frankly. I think we all know this. Sorry. Let's see.
Get away from me, kid. You're bothering.
Go away, kid. Let's see. This day in 1975, The Jeffersons debuted on CBS. It lasted 11 seasons until 1985. Fun fact, it says here, the theme song for The Jeffersons was sung by Janet Dubois, who played Willona Woods on Good Times and sang the song for The Jeffersons, which is fairly
moving on up.
Bizarre. Yeah. That was 11 seasons. That's a long time in network television. Very long time.
That's longer than All in the Family.
Yeah,
which spawned
longer than
it.
longer than even pretty much, but Bonanza probably or something. Law and Order maybe. I don't know. 437. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's a number: 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Coming up, the president not in court today because of a sad occasion, and also how one New York political observer says Michelle Big Mike Obama is going to jump in the race. First of all, should we do a game here? We've been kind of postponing this for. It's 4:37 at Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder with a game of all time, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a tremendous game right here with Pete Davis. Right here.
I'll give you a choice here.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We can do a game about state flags or a game about music.
Oh, well.
Music.
Let's do music.
Music?
Yeah.
All right.
Music it is.
What I'm going to do, somebody came up with a list.
Yeah.
TheUltimateClassicRock.com is a list of the most annoying songs of all time. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you the artist, and you try and guess which song of theirs is so annoying.
Annoying song by,
You ready?
by art. Yep.
Barry Manilow.
Mandy. I like that song, but I know it's got to be the most annoying.
Nope.
No. Oh well, then New England. Something in New England. Springtime in New England, where he's waiting for get the love back again. Get the love back again. Can't get the love back again.
Yeah, Copacabana.
Oh, I hate that. Oh God, that's right. That's a horrible song. My starter wife, the one who did love me, my favorite ex-wife, and I and my mother. If I'm not mistaken, and my mother was visiting in New Orleans, and I took them to a Barry Manilow concert. And he came out in his tuxedo and the piano player. And he did all those commercials. He was famous for doing all those commercials, like McDonald's commercials. That was him. That was he. And it was fun. He was a very nice guy. But that annoying Copacabana is a horrible song. You're right on that one. Yeah.
Flounder. We literally got just one song into the game before he turned it.
Made it about him.
Well, whose name's on the show? I'm trying.
One song.
I'm just sitting in here.
All right, you ready? Round two.
Hate that song, yes.
This is an easy one, okay?
All right.
Starland Vocal Band.
Oh, Afternoon Delight.
Yes! Afternoon Delight.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, what a horrible song.
Oh,
they got a summer TV show off that one stupid song. Absolutely amazing. One stupid song.
They did. So what summer TV show?
You ready for round three?
Wait a minute. What summer TV show? I don't remember
They
that.
did a summer... They had a summer replacement show, the Starland Vocal Band show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they had their own show.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. All right, number three.
Yeah.
James Blunt.
You're everything. What was that? Is it?
Yeah, I don't know the title of it.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Yeah,
God, that song sucks.
Oh, Lord.
That's an easy one. That's easy. Okay,
I'll bet
here's
chicks like that. Yes, sir.
Ricky Martin.
Viviga Loca.
Yeah, that's the only one I know. It sounded like totally different lyrics, and I can't remember what I always used to think it was. But getting a chicken chula or something or other. Anyway, is that the correct answer?
Living La Vida Loca.
Living La Vida Loca. Yeah.
You know what I said?
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, here's one you should get real easy.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Europe.
No, I don't know what that's.
The Final Countdown.
Oh, is that the one that...
The Final Countdown.
The Arrested Development TV show played that every single episode. Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, that's very annoying. A list of annoying songs, all right.
All right. Rick Dees and his cast of idiots.
Oh, the Disco Duck.
Disco Duck.
There you are.
Right.
I haven't heard that in 50 years. Oh, mercy. That was from the 70s,
Here's one
wasn't it?
that Flounder and I will agree on this one, but you, Kimmer, won't like this one at all.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hanson.
Mbop. I love that song. I made Flounder put it on my magic music stick.
Sing it for us.
Bop. There's no words, so it's just bop. Game up, chicken shot, bop. Bop.
This is.
Hold on, it's coming up here.
That's before their balls drop.
Yeah. Talking about one-hit wonders. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Let's get to the next one. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Cher.
If I could turn back time.
The Gypsy one? Gypsy Stamps and Thieves?
This song is annoying on two reasons. One, it's a horrible song, and two, it created the auto-tune craze.
Oh, well.
Do you believe in love? Is it that one?
Yeah. Oh, Believe. Oh, they did all the synthetic music. Yeah, that's right. Believe. They did that kind of a yodeling almost. It's like Max Headroom or something.
Which every rap song uses now, including that Apple TV commercial that I want to kill whoever came up with that one.
I remember, you're right. It was some kind of synthetic something or other which started the craze, and it was horrible.
All right. Here's one only Kimmer will get.
Yeah.
Tom Jones.
Delilah. Actually, that was a huge hit.
She's a lady.
Well, no. How about? Oh, wait a minute now. Oh God, hold on a second.
It's not unusual.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. I've got Tom Jones disease. Well, what is it, doctor? Is that scary? He says, well, it's not unusual. Oh, sorry. I keep singing the green grass to home, doctor. Well, Tom Jones disease. Is that common? Well, it's not unusual. green grass to home.
That's not the most annoying. No, that's not it.
That's not it.
What is it then? I don't know.
No. It's What's New Pussycat.
Oh, my God. From the movie, Peter Sellers movie with, what's her name, the hottie. Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, Lordy. What's New Pussycat? That's right. Pussycat. And that was a movie. Yes, sir.
Now, here's one Flounder will get.
All right.
The Muppets.
The Muppets.
Miss Piggy, the Miss Piggy song. Miss Piggy, what you do? Let's see.
The Muppets.
Well, great. I don't know.
I don't know that one.
I can't think of one.
Mana mana boo boo doo doo.
Oh, that's mana mana. The mana mana song. Oh, mercy! That came up in an episode of The Sopranos during the marathon the other day. I think it was something unbelievable.
Okay. Nickelback. What's the most annoying Nickelback song of all time?
Oh.
Never been a wise man. What's that one? Forget the name of it, though.
I'm trying to think of the one I like. Is probably the one you don't like.
I don't know any of them.
Yeah, she's there's something that's kind of a love song. Nickelback has kind of a love song, which I like, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I can't think of it offhand. I'm not good with
It's Photograph.
Oh, play that. Flower, can you play Photograph, or are we allowed to play that one by Nickelback? I'm trying to remember what that
hold on real quick.
I think I like that one, Nickelback.
Yeah, don't get us in trouble on this.
Now, what else by Nickelback would I know? Is there other songs by Nickelback I would recognize the title of? I may know the songs. I don't know the titles.
Well, sing some for us, and then we'll know.
Yeah, there's a famous meme because he's holding up a framed picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this song.
You do?
Yeah, it's kind of a. I think I don't know. I don't remember what the words
you're gay.
All right. This next one, both of you should know.
All right.
Ready?
Yes.
Baha Men.
Baha Men? I never heard of them. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll bet it.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Okay. Well, there's more, but I think we're out of time, sir. I appreciate you playing.
It's okay. 4:45 with a Kipper Pete and Flounder. And there's so much more just like this coming up. I know you can't wait. Either can we. Yeah. Bring us on with this one.
Live and local every morning. It's the Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
I thought about this on MLK because it started making its way all around Twitter. It was just like that little reminder. What I love that's going on Twitter is that the things that used to be censored, the little reminders of who these people are, now actually get out to the public. I want to take you back to 2020 when we had just watched American cities burning to the ground, having all sorts of issues. All of it was from the fallout of George Floyd. During the 2020 presidential race, take a listen to who Joe Biden compared MLK to.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
That should be played every single day. That should be in an ad. People should know this is what this racist thinks, that a street thug is more important than what Martin Luther King Jr. did.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Normally on the morning show, we talk to everyone, but right now I want to talk to business owners. Hey, it's Tug. Do you need $250,000 or more to fulfill a dream of growing your business? Buying a building, building a building, buying out your competition, or buying into a franchise? And look, all the banks, they're in turmoil right now. They're afraid to do anything or loan to anyone. That's why you need to consider my friends, the Frost family, at First Liberty Building and Loan. Go to firstlibertyga.com today. Fill out the simple form and see if you're a good fit for their program. See how they can help you, even in these crazy economic times, to grow your business. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family have been helping businesses since the 90s. If you've got an opportunity, if you've got an idea, find out if First Liberty Building and Loan and the Frost family can help you achieve your goal. Make your dream come true. The banks aren't going to help, but now you have a secret weapon. The Frost family at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What makes Atlanta Ramjack special is the crews. Our crews are the most experienced people in the industry. Foundation repairs has many aspects. We do helical piers, hydraulically driven piles, we do polyfoam injection, we pressure grout, we do carbon fiber reinforcement. There's multiple solutions to foundation repairs. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
It's obvious. The unthinkable continues. Most Americans know something very wrong is happening. People in charge keep telling you that everything's fine and to stop noticing. But you know better. That's why self-reliant folks are investing in emergency food storage. And you should too. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, are the ones you can trust. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $200 on each 3-month food kit you purchase. My Patriot Supply also sells solar generators, gravity-powered water filters, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship that same day and arrive quickly on your doorstep in unmarked boxes. Go to mypatriotsupply.com today. Time is running out to prepare for what's coming. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Larry Morgan here with Kevin Demerit, founder of Lear Capital. We're going to talk about gold.
Kevin, there's a lot of talk about the economy teetering on a cliff's edge. Could the economy be on the brink of another meltdown?
Well, Larry, the data doesn't lie. We're drowning in a record $34 trillion in government debt. Personal debt is hitting the roof. Corporate bankruptcies have soared. Debt is killing the economy and could take our savings and retirement accounts with it.
Is that why gold is climbing?
Well, the world's waking up to the fact that governments are printing endless paper money, but you can't print gold.
Now, I read that central banks have been purchasing record amounts of gold. What's going on there?
Well, imagine this. Just the interest on our debt will hit $1 trillion this year. And the more dollars they print, the less our dollars are worth. Central banks get it. It's a no-brainer. They're betting on gold, a real solid asset, over assets that will lose value.
All right, so what do we do?
Do what the central banks are doing. Move some of your savings and retirement into gold. It's easy to buy, easy to sell, and it's never been worth zero.
Folks, Kevin DeMerit's been spot on about the economy and gold. So call Lear Capital today at 1-800-475-2280 for your free gold investor kit and their 2024 special report, Rising Debt, Rising Gold. Mention the Glenn Beck Show and you'll also get free shipping on your first order. Call 1-800-475-2280. That's 800-475-2280. 1-800-475-2280.
The old Stones. The Kimmer Time Stones. 451, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Da, ba, da, da, da. As 1965, the recording of the Last Time and Play with Fire at the RCA studio in Hollywood, California. On this day, 1965, producer Phil Spector played acoustic guitar on Play with Fire. This is the last time. I'll play it. I like the song. Last time, baby, the last time. I don't know. No. The Stones. There we go. 451. It was on this day in history in 1990. Washington, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry was arrested in a drug enforcement sting after he was caught on videotape smoking crack with a hooah in the hotel room. And then he got reelected. He ran for mayor again after this and got reelected. And by the way, Marion Barry, the Democrat, smoking crack with a whore in a hotel room, and then later he ran for re-election and won. Okay? Yeah. Donald Trump.
Reconstruction.
Donald Trump made the point the other day. Donald Trump was reflecting and he said, my dear late mother is probably looking down from heaven wondering what in the hell is going on down here, because Donald Trump says, think about this. I have been indicted 4 times. Al Capone was only indicted once in his life, and he murdered people. I mean, think about that. Holy crap. I mean, that's really hard to believe. Now, speaking of that, Donald Trump's in the news. He's skipping his trial in New York today, the one where what a railroad case where he's already been ordered to pay $5 million, and the woman he supposedly slandered who claimed he raped her, and he said, I don't even know the girl, she's nuts, and because he slandered her saying she's nuts, she won. The judge said, well, we're going to give her $5 million, and she wants another $10 million, plus more millions for being nasty about it. So that's going on. Anyway, so Donald Trump is gone today because of his mother-in-law's funeral. And Donald Trump said last night, we would assume a trial like this, it's not an emergency. In terms of timing, the judge would have been very nice and let me go to the funeral and postpone the trial for a day or something. But he said, in this trial, there's no reason for this in the first place. I understand, it's the whole thing is demeaning. So I asked the judge to delay the trial so I could go to the funeral. And he said, absolutely not. The trial goes on as is. The judge said you can go on to the funeral and go to the trial, but you can't do both. Trump says, thought it was terrible. He would rather have me miss the funeral or go to the funeral and miss the trial. He's a nasty man, that judge, a nasty judge. He's a Trump-hating guy. It's obvious to everybody in the court it's a disgrace. Frankly, what's happening is a disgrace. He's a Clinton appointee, and so Donald Trump didn't get to go. He had to go skip the courtroom. And by the way, this is a Trump trial back in May. Trump was not guilty of rape. This woman claimed that he met her at the Bergdorf Goodman department store across from Trump Tower in 1996 at some point. She's now 79 years old. She claims that she was looking for a gift for a girl, and he dragged her into a changing room or something and raped her. Well, the jury said, we don't think he raped her, but he probably sexually assaulted her, so we'll find him guilty of that, even though this was 20 years ago or whatever, almost. And so they fined him $5 million. The judge said, we'll fine you $5 million on this, and now she's going back for more money. So that's where this whole thing started from. And now, speaking of Donald Trump, finally, Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee has now decided that Fulton County tramp and floozy Fannie Willis will appear for a hearing on February 15th regarding the allegations that she hired her side piece and broke up his marriage, the homewrecker Fannie Willis, and she has to go to court to explain herself. And of course, she already in the Sunday church service, we played the video or the audio tape of that for you the other day, where she said, "Well, this is all racism. They only attacked one guy, the guy I hired, because he's black. No, they attacked him because he was sleeping with you. He's cheating on his wife with you. You should know better." And then he go on these ritzy vacations after she made sure that he got paid almost $700,000. And last night, Jesse Waters, again, if you didn't see this, Jesse Waters said this guy once charged 24 hours of billing in one day. When they get done with when they do their work, and then he write up how many hours they spent, and he was working every hour of that 24-hour period. Well, boy, that's a great job if you can get it for $250 an hour or whatever.
Hey, that's enough. Hey, Kimmer.
Yeah.
That's another job he worked long and hard on.
But he was always willing to go above and beyond and do the extras like she had him in the palm of her hand. I mean, I'm telling you, this woman... My God. When you work for Fannie, you work hard, my friend. You work hard and long. And she appreciated him for all his
He worked under her.
Well, there you are.
He worked under her.
And she said many times he has all the attributes of a great investigator, length and girth. So again, these are the kind, you can't demean this kind of thing. Fannie, oh my God. So they're going to investigate her, thank goodness. I mean, it's freaking hard to believe, honestly. Oh, God. Thanks for the reminder. What to forget there, Flounder. What's up?
Driving to the show tonight, I saw a sign for a sign store called Signs for Less. It was handwritten. James Bond movie, and there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where James Bond makes love to this woman. He leaves the room, he goes to the kitchen to get some champagne, but he gets knocked unconscious. When he comes to, he goes back to the room. The woman is lying in the bed. She's been completely painted gold, and she's dead. That's happened to me twice.
And who's that guy?
That is Bobby Tessel.
Bobby Tessel. Oh, thank you, Bobby. 450. Almost. I was 458 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Well, I have time to tell you about this. If you know the columnist and political observer, she's been. I thought she'd been dead 20 years ago. Cindy Adams, in New York, is warning that Big Mike Michelle Obama is going to sneak her way into this presidential race. She says plans are to grab Michelle for the Democratic presidential choice, making the music as Barack the orchestra leader. The Obamas are now nudging to force Slow-Mo Joe to drop out. And it's like, who else is there? She says Biden won't debate. The Obama drumbeat has gotten louder. A Joe flop out offers probability that Michelle could wiggle in. Obama's negotiating to make that happen, she says, behind the scenes. The former First Lady revealed she was terrified that Donald Trump might win during an interview the other day on a podcast. So the things that keep me up at night are that Donald Trump could eliminate our... Again, these are the same people who say that if Donald Trump wins, then he'll start murdering all the Democrats. These people are a disgrace, including Michelle Obama, the worst First Lady we have ever had. She was a complete bitch to Melania Trump and to the American people. Entitled, snotty. God, how many words can you think of? The biggest bitch we've ever had as First Lady. Cold, elusive, demeaning.
God, it looks like we got breaking news here.
All right, we got 10 seconds for the break.
The government shutdown averted. The House passes a bill that'll keep us funded through March.
Okay, short term, here we go again.
Right.
5 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Well, more coming up. Stand by. Actual news.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
The head of Homeland Security plays defense. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says a migrant surge isn't just about the U.S.
What we are experiencing at our southern border reflects a challenge that is not unique to our border.
Speaking to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, while a House committee was holding a second hearing on impeaching Mayorkas, hearing from two mothers, one telling lawmakers her daughter was killed by a gang member in the U.S. illegally, another died from a fentanyl overdose. The House just passing a short-term spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. It passed the Senate earlier today and now heads to the president's desk. That bill pushes the budget deadline from tomorrow into March. 5 days left to the first in the nation primary in New Hampshire, where former President Trump is holding steady in a Suffolk University poll with 50% support, a 14-point lead over second place Nikki Haley.
We wanted to be strong in Iowa. We did that. We want to be stronger in New Hampshire. We're going to do that. We want to go to my sweet state of South Carolina, be even stronger there. It's about just continuing to move up.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a distant third in that new poll at 6%, already beginning to focus more on South Carolina's primary next month. No Labels is still trying to get on the ballot in all 50 states to field a possible unity ticket.
Already, No Labels has taken action to get itself on the ballots in multiple states, including swing states, Arizona, Florida, Nevada. But other groups not so thrilled with this idea. The left-leaning group Move On says, quote, every dollar funneled to the No Labels Super PAC is a contribution to the Trump campaign.
Fox's Mark Meredith. No Labels filed a complaint with the Justice Department today seeking an investigation of what it calls illegal efforts by groups, including Move On, to block its attempt to secure ballot access and subvert Americans' voting rights. America is listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling while telling a customer to leave the room, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. Ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Stand by. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer. It's going to be fine. With Pete Davis Sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire coming up in about 10 minutes. And the mechanical mangler Flounder at the controls, as always. Nice to have you aboard. Here's a number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And we got a billion things going on here. Holy crap at sports and Pete's tweets and Flounder's funnies and little goofy things and weirdo things. And again, you just heard, I don't have much information on it yet. Just quickly, that apparently they made a deal in the Senate and earlier in the House to pass a temporary spending bill, which is what we do, basically, and to avoid a government shutdown, theoretically, and it goes to President Stupid's desk, and he'll sign it, and then we'll have to do it all over again after March, whatever it is. So here we go. And again, this is it's because the Republicans are caving to everything. I'd rather, we don't learn our lesson. They shouldn't be going along with any of these people. Ruin them. I make them cry. Seriously. I don't understand it. And the same thing about the the bill with the money for Ukraine and tied into the border and all this other stuff. They're just caving. And I heard it today. I heard a Democrat woman actually denying that they're going for amnesty, but she made it very clear that the Democrats now, and more than one has said this, so Democratic leadership have said the best way to solve this whole immigration thing is to bring them in, is to legalize them, to get rid of all this mess. And she said, we're not talking amnesty. We're not talking amnesty. We're talking about a way to make them part of the American citizenship so they can get jobs and go to school and get all the things they do. But we're not talking amnesty. No, deny we're talking amnesty.
That's right. They're changing the meaning of words, is what they always do. Like they changed vaccine, the meaning of what a vaccine was a few years ago. Yeah. They're changing what amnesty means now.
Yeah. Yeah, a vaccine is not necessarily anything more than an injection. And a vaccine, it was not what they've been claiming it would do. And now they're backtracking. Well, now they've already admitted, there was no science behind that whole 6 feet thing, Remember all the grocery stores, the Publix, and all had the little yellow footprints 6 feet away and all that. It was
people
nonsense.
Would get mad.
It was all crap.
Yeah.
And we all know that the masks were actually just holding the germs in to your face as opposed to blocking them from coming in. Anyway, oh, God. And it's a tragedy. I mean, just horrible in every stinking way. All right, 506. So again, they've made a bill, temporary thing with a thing, and so what? It's great. By the way, can I do a weird thing that happened? When anybody notice whenever you see on a TV show or in the movies, particularly on TV show. Let's stick to TV shows. Whenever you see a TV show and someone says, when they dial the number, when they say it out loud, they give the number as area anything 404, and then what are the first three numbers they always mention on a TV show when they're giving a number out loud for someone to dial? 555. Have you ever noticed that? Because there is no prefix 555. Every single TV show. From now on, you'll notice this. I guarantee you. Every single TV show, when someone says, Law and Order, whatever, says, what's the number? Well, it's 723-555-1274, whatever. Every single one says 555 because there is no 555 until now. Yesterday on the TV show, I saw an ad for a law firm, and their number is 1-800-555-4026. I couldn't believe it. Honestly, every TV show, you'll know if from now on, when you see a repeat of a TV show, if they're saying a number out loud, the three first numbers in the middle are 555 because they don't want people to call the numbers. Remember the old rock and roll song? Whatever it is, 30421 or whatever.
867-5309.
Yeah, and everybody started calling it. So and the rule was, if you have a number out loud on a TV show or whatever, always say the fake ones are 555, so no one can call it. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. I actually saw it. 508 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. The breaking stories, in case you just joined us. What's the matter?
Real quick, it says here, telephone companies began encouraging the producers of television shows and movies to use the 555 prefix for fictional telephone numbers by the 1960s. Two other examples included The Second Time Around and Panic in the Year Zero, which was in 1962.
Yeah, again, there you are. I mean, I'm telling you, I grew up as a kid, and I finally one day realized every single time it's 555. Every single time. And Lester, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I saw this commercial. I couldn't believe it.
Well, Let's get back to you grew up as a kid. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, they're probably running out of numbers. I mean, we keep growing in population. Everybody's got a phone.
Well, I want to go back to the old days. A 125 Breckenridge.
That's right. Yeah, Hillcrest. Yeah, Hillcrest 26532. That's my phone number from 1958.
What's the Elizabeth Taylor movie?
Butterfield 888 or whatever. Butterfield
8.
Butterfield 8. Yeah, right. Butterfield 8. Call Hillcrest 26532 was my phone number in 1958 or 59. I swear to God, I can't believe it. Hillcrest 2. And of course, you had to know that Hillcrest meant HI, which then you had to look up on your phone dial to see what numbers they were.
Okay. All right, you know your childhood phone number. I know my childhood phone number from Kings Park Circle, Decatur in 1969. Flounder, do you know your childhood phone number?
Yes, I do. It was 448-0739.
And from when you were a little kid?
Yep, because I grew up in one house. We didn't move or anything until my parents retired.
Well, so. I will admit to this too. If you asked me to give you the phone numbers of my two daughters, who I text things to every day, I don't know their numbers anymore because I just hit the number on my phone.
Let me get him in trouble. What's Veronica's number, Flounder?
Do you know it? But the number's actually the digits.
No, I don't.
There you are.
Okay. Well. Here's the correct answer, Flounder. It's a series of numbers in which I'm calling. Veronica picks the phone.
Yes, I do. It's a series. Yeah. Very funny. Oh, mercy. In fact, I have in my little file here, I have a place to tell you how, two things. Employees who use their smartphones at work are doing better than employees who don't. And also, I have a series of steps here you can take to try to wean yourself off of your phone. And in fact, I was just reading something on social media about people who are now taking the time to use their phone only to make a call or to answer a call. And no more social media. I'm just saying, oh my God, it opens up my whole day. I mean, I guess when you think about it. Anyway, let's see. Hunter Biden's sugar brother is being grilled this afternoon by members of the House Ways and Means Committee. The guy's name is Kevin Morris. He was forging deals for the creators of South Park, and he's appearing before the deposition today. He was the guy who you saw next to Hunter Biden when he appeared at the House hearing last week and refused to testify. And the lawmakers claimed that this guy Morris paid millions of dollars to Hunter's back taxes. He paid the $2 million off and was the largest buyer by value of Hunter's paintings. He apparently paid about $900,000 for some of Hunter's finger paints. So this guy is the money man who keeps bailing out Hunter Biden. And by the way, remember the White House said, well, we had a deal that Hunter Biden would never know the names of any of his people who bought his finger paints. He would never know. It'd be totally anonymous. Well, guess what? It was anonymous months after they announced that they were having an agreement. So Hunter knew, in fact, the art guy says, Hunter knew 70% of the people who bought his paintings. So they're faking that he was hiding any potential donors to his father. Well, that was a total lie because they never put it into effect for months. So he knew those people who was paying money. What a bunch of crap. Honestly. Anyway, and again, they're saying, by the way, if President Biden's impeachment inquiry is invalid because they say it's no sense for it, then as he claims, then why did he lie about his complicity in his son's business dealings? And he was talking to his son during business dealings. Actually, I can think of only one reason. Anyway, the latest on the Uvalde findings coming up, and Vice President shiftless and lazy trying to make a case about the Gettysburg Battle of the Civil War and Ferguson, Missouri. Dear God. 5:13. Pete's next with Holy Crap at Sports with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3.
Get Get the laughs and conversation you want on your drive home with less clutter and more conversation.
I'm sticking around to see how dumb this gets.
Almost twice the talk with none of the interruptions. It's The Kimmer Show. Back on the air in Atlanta every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, guys, only the Kimmer House will go at almost 5:14. And our salute to Atlanta Safe House. I appreciate their loyalty and the fact that these are true Americans. Jeff and Mark, these are the guys, when they deliver a safe to your house or your office or wherever you want it, they only use off-duty police and firefighters and military to give them a chance to make a little bit of extra money on the side and appreciate what they do for our country. Atlanta Safe House. Go to atlantasafehouse.com if you have a second and see what they can offer you. I talk about their gun safes. I bought 2 of those babies from Atlanta Safe House. And again, they will bolt them from the inside into your concrete garage floor or basement or anywhere you want them. They can do whatever you want. And it's not, of course, there is amazing sales all the time on the gun safes. Jewelry safes, business safes, high security safes. They can build you a vault door, protecting your assets. Unlike we just talked a little while ago about the Veterans Administration. And again, they're saying, well, gee, too bad you don't have your medical records, Peterson. Stop bothering us because I didn't have them down in Florida. And if I'd had them, I could have been, well, anyway, it's a long story. Lock this stuff up that you want to keep track of. Not only your medical records and papers, marriage and divorce things, and your living will, stuff your kids need to go back to school, and things you want to treasure, things you want to save, as well as jewelry and cash and stuff like that. And we're not talking those little plastic boxes with a little teeny key you get at the pharmacy. No, that's not it. In fact, I'm not making this up. If you go to atlantasafehouse.com, you can look up that they will build you a family storm shelter to keep the whole family safe. It's true. Check them out on the web and tell them the Kimmer sent you. They have what you're looking for, including where your Social Security card goes in your safe. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
As we start 2024, Central Heating and Air Conditioning would like to thank everyone for trusting them with your heating and air conditioning and home performance needs by throwing the 27th annual Winter White Sale going on right now through the end of February. And you can save up to $2,000 with carrier rebates, the best in the business. At Central, you're guaranteed to get the best deals possible. And why is Central Heating and Air the best? Well, they're one of the few locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. And Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house health and possibly your family's health with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speeds, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air's 27th annual Winter White Sale goes through the end of February. So check them out online at centralheat.com or call them at 770-GET-HEAT and turn to your Atlanta carrier experts.
When you own a business, you know where you're going. But there's always one question on your mind. How do I get there? With Piedmont Bank as your banking partner, your business has the support and financial expertise to bring you clear answers to that question. Because the heart of Piedmont Bank is built on professional insight, experience, and personalized financial solutions. So let's start a conversation and get you to wherever there is for you. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-509-3754. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-509-3754. That's 800-509-3754. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Yeah. Look out, 518. With the Kimmer, Pete, and Flan there. Coming up, we have Pete's tweets. And we got the latest on the Fulton Fanny the Floozy at her court date. But first, Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis. And here he is now.
Brian Murphy of MLB.com has a story. Sure.
We have a big delay going. Sorry, but we'll get
Brian
it
Murphy of MLB.com has a story sure to put. Brian Murphy of MLB.com has a story sure to put the fear into the hearts of pitchers everywhere. It's a story worth repeating more than once. Ronald Acuna Jr. was a terror to pitchers last season, a record offensive year for Ronnie. He had a slugging percentage of 500 or better against 8 pitch types. He batted .343 against right-handers and .315 against lefties. Arguably, the only thing that would make his 2023 National League MVP scarier at the plate is if he became a switch hitter. So guess what? Ronald posted a video on Instagram batting left-handed and absolutely smashing baseballs over a right field fence. And this is not the first time Acuna has flirted with batting lefty. He attempted to do it during a regular season game in 2021, but when manager Brian Snitker saw him wearing a left-handed batting helmet in the on-deck circle, Snitker motioned him back to the dugout, waving his finger in disapproval, afterwards saying, "I told him I've got 3 grandkids I've got to put through college."
Let's
switch gears here for sad news. Reports are the Falcons are falconing again. They'll interview Bill Belligerent for a second time this weekend to be the team's 19th victim. Well, head coach. SI.com predicting the Falcons will choose Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th pick in the NFL draft. So we'll be getting a quarterback. That's what they're claiming. Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Well, Professor Einstein, meet Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. Jones made Dallas head coach McCarthy's return next year official with a 260-word statement that praised McCarthy's regular season winning percentage and his demonstrated postseason success, even if it came with the Packers. The Cowboys are 1-3 in the playoffs under McCarthy. His Super Bowl win was 14 years ago in Green Bay, which is still 14 years sooner than the last time Jerry Jones won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
This is no surprise. Jerry Jones is the same idiot who kept Jason Garrett for the past years over his expiration date. Jerry does not care about the Cowboys fan base. Jerry Jones cares about Jerry Jones. He believes he is a football genius, although he's never won without Jimmy Johnson. Jerry Jones's ego refuses to allow him to admit he's made a mistake. Jerry Jones is the problem in Dallas. And doubling down on their incompetence, McCarthy wants to keep playoff choker Dak Prescott as his quarterback. Professor Einstein, meet Coach McCarthy. So
brutal.
Hurricanes tight end Cam McCormick has announced he's coming back next season, which is not too surprising. Cam has been coming back to college for 9 years now. It's been 9 years for him. He originally enrolled at Oregon in January of 2016. Here's a rundown of Cam McCormick's career so far. In 2016, redshirted. 2017, played in 13 games for Oregon. 2018, suffered season-ending injury in the first game of the season. 2019, missed season due to injury. 2020, missed season due to injury. 2021, played in 2 games before suffering season-ending injury. 2022, played in 13 games for Oregon. And 2023, played in 13 games with 11 starts, I believe, in Miami. He is the Bluto Blutarski of college football. Criminy. 7 years of college down the drain. Well, it's 9. 9 years.
Wow.
The Mets are going to retire the numbers of Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry this summer.
Oh, my.
Before burning a third hole in their nose with cocaine. The 2 players helped the Metropolitans win their last World Series in 1985. To honor Gooden and Strawberry, the Mets will play those games without any foul lines.
Oh, thank you.
I think they should make the players start at home plate and just sniff their way out to the outfield, going up the left and right field lines.
Man, brutal.
The Hawks beat the Magic 106-104 here at home last night. DeJounte Murray had 26 points. Good to see him still playing. He probably won't be on the team much longer. And on this date, January 18th, 1938, Grover Cleveland Pete Alexander elected to the Hall of Fame. 1950, Bob Feller voluntarily took a pay cut after going 15-14 in 1949. The Indians oblige him. They slash his salary from $45,000 to just $20,000.
Oh, my God.
Bob Feller.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they did to Bob Feller, war hero. 1952, the White Sox accept the resignation of GM Charlie A. Comiskey Jr. after his request for a raise was turned down by his mother.
Mom.
And that's sports. Mom. I quit.
Oh, Lordy. Well, a couple things or two here. 1958. Willie O'Ree made his debut in the National Hockey League with the Boston Bruins, the first black hockey player in the league, 1958. And let's see, a birthday, speaking of hockey, New York Rangers legend Mark Messier, 63 years old today. So there you are. And Pete, now, what did you make anything about Bill Belligerent making meeting number 2? I thought he'd probably ruled us out after the first one.
I think when the Cowboys kept McCarthy, that severely limited. I mean, other than us, it's Washington, and he won't win in Washington. Atlanta, he can win in if he solely focuses on coaching and he has anything left in the tank, but he has to get a quarterback, which means they probably will either draft Penix, who is probably a second rounder or late first rounder, or they will trade and move up, which is probably what they'll do, because I don't think Belligerent wants to put his entire cookies in the box with one guy that he's got 2 knee injuries and a shoulder injury in his past.
Yeah. And what about the quarterback from Michigan announced he's going to go into the draft? And would he be available at the 8th spot, or would we still have to go up to get him too? Is he a big-time Charlie guy?
I think he'd be available at number 8. And if they get Harbaugh, I think Harbaugh would draft him.
Yeah. Well, now, do you have a choice in new coach?
Oh, it's not even close. Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Pete Davis. 525 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230 is the number. 404-741-1230. Some newsy stuff to report. Kind of sad, but it's you probably ought to hear it, about the Uvalde shooting from May 24th. This was the case of the Uvalde Police Department and the school police department at Robb Elementary School. And here's the headline on the release of the report today. Uvalde cops listened as gunmen shot kids who called out for help and still did nothing. Damning DOJ report reveals, as it singles out police chief and sheriff for 77 minutes of inaction that cost lives of 19 children and 2 teachers during massacre. The critical cascading failures and delayed police response to the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. The DOJ report did not recommend how the characters should be punished, but it did say it took a total of 77 minutes for almost 400 lawmen at the scene to kill the guy after he murdered 19 kids and 2 adults, 21 total people. Some of the bullet wound victims were on buses with nobody being alerted to the medics. Some parents were told their kids had survived when, in fact, they had been killed. The police chief, Arradondo, was singled out, acknowledging that he was more concerned with trying to evacuate people who were there rather than going to get the guy. This is counter to active shooter response principles, which state the priority is to address and eliminate the threat. That was the police chief. The sheriff, also singled out, did not establish a command post, any unified command, shared any kind of intelligence. Nobody knew what was going on. A game warden and a constable were taking on roles that the incident commander should have been taking on. There were at least 10 stimulus events that should have driven the lawmen response to take steps immediately to stop the killing, but they did not. Multiple survivors heard people say, help, help, and they heard one particular person say, help, help, if you need help, at which point a child said, yes, help, help, and then the killer shot that kid dead, and the police still didn't go in to get him. Interviews with the responding officers say nobody knew what to do. Who was in charge? What do we do? What's going on? We're all confused. How come no attempt to confront the shooter? Well, the state Democrat senator says the bad news is the families can't even sue the state or the Department of Public Safety because of governmental immunity. So this Democrat's calling for a new law to give them the opportunity to sue ex post facto. The scenes showed multiple officers hanging around in corridors outside the classrooms while the shooter wrote LOL on a whiteboard with the blood of his elementary school victims. They got that on video. Students were making panic 911 calls to police who were one wall away. The lackadaisical officers, it says in his report, failed to confront him for more than an hour. Eventually, a Border Patrol team burst into the classroom and killed the bastard after he had murdered 19 children and 2 adults. 77 minutes. And again, the sheriff was more concerned about evacuating other kids rather than stopping it. And the only thing all I can say, I can't believe it. All you can say is that he was scared. That he was scared. There's no, I mean, again, in training for things like this, you go stop the bad guy. That's your first priority, is to stop it. And they didn't for more than an hour. And they heard kids yelling, help, help, and then getting shot. Well, okay, Flounder's Funny's coming up. We'll change the whole deal here. Hopefully, it's 5:30 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Good grief.
Stories that matter to you. These are your Georgia headlines. Presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
The city of Atlanta's homicide rate has dropped after 3 years of rising rates. The homicide rate decreased by 21% in 2023, with only 135 people murdered in the city last year, compared to the 171 murdered in 2020. The Georgia Department of Health says they have confirmed the state's first case of measles since 2020. The department says that a person who is unvaccinated for the measles was exposed while traveling abroad. The department also says that anyone experiencing symptoms should contact their doctor immediately, but do not go to the hospital, a clinic, or doctor's office without calling first. With your headlines, Scott Rhino, Extra 106.3.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, it's Lowe's. Let's talk about Howard Brothers and Kawasaki engines. Landscapers rely on their equipment every day and need capable power, and the team at Howard Brothers and Kawasaki Engines answers. Kawasaki Engines deliver the power and performance that Howard Brothers customers demand. Whether the equipment on their trailer is an X-Mark, Skag, Cub Cadet, Toro, or Walker, chances are the mowers are powered by Kawasaki Engines. The folks at Howard Brothers know power equipment better than anyone. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Kawasaki Engines and Howard Brothers.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Job seekers, stop the endless job hunt. The Blue Collar Recruiter is your key to the career you deserve. Are you a skilled worker seeking the right opportunity? Look no further. We connect you with employers who appreciate your dedication and expertise. Technicians, electricians, plumbers, welders, and more. We've got it all, and opportunities are just waiting for you. So skip the frustration and let us guide you to your next job. Call the Blue Collar Recruiter, 678-916-6145, or visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com.
Meet Harper, teammate at Truist. Hello. She was born to care and always had your back. Like the time her friend's bumper car took a gnarly hit.
Oh no!
His retainer went flying, but Harper caught it before it got crushed. Today, Harper's a teammate at Truist, the bank with Truist One checking. With no overdraft fees, a $100 negative balance buffer, and automatic upgrades, Truist One checking has your back too. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank. $100 negative balance buffer. Eligibility requirements apply. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit and is designed to take you anywhere you want to go. Get yours today at Subaru of Gwinnett with 1.9% financing and discover the many reasons to love a 2024 Subaru Outback. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology for added safety. The convenience of available wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Tough, sophisticated styling and standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. This is your opportunity to get out there and go places in the 2024 Subaru Outback. Now available this month with incredible 1.9% financing at Subaru of Gwinnett. Adventure never looked so good. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Go to SubaruofGwinnett.com to learn more. That's SubaruofGwinnett.com. Subaru of Gwinnett in Duluth. More than a car dealer. On select models cannot be combined with any other offer. With approved credit. Well-qualified applicants only. Expires month end.
Dum, 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 dum. The Beatles. The old Kimmer Beatles. The actual really good Beatles. I remember this song. First time I heard it, I was dating a girl named Helen, and I was the worst boyfriend in the world. It was horrible. Anyway, in 1964, the Beatles made their American chart debut when I Want to Hold Your Hand entered the chart at number 45, 10 days after they released it. It was the fastest breaking and fastest selling single in Capitol Records history. Went on to spend 7 weeks at number 1 before being replaced by their follow-up, She Loves You. I remember where I was when I heard that one, too. I Want to Hold Your Hand became the Beatles' best-selling single worldwide, more than 12 million copies. Wow, and I remember everything about this when it first happened. Holy cow. Let's see. A famous thing happened on this day in history that you may remember by the sound, Flounder, if you will, sir, on this day, 1995. The Yahoo.com domain was created on this day in 1995, which is kind of bizarre. Our birthday list, oh, yes. Bobby Goldsboro is 83 years old today. Bobby Goldsboro, when I hear that name, Bobby Goldsboro, it reminds me of being in 1968 when Bobby Goldsboro I would hear the song Honey. And in 1968 at Christmas time, I remember sitting around with a bunch of guys in a faraway place, bawling like little girls when the song Honey was being played by a bunch of very young Vietnamese girls entertaining the troops in Vietnam in 1968 at Christmas time. They played the tree so long, the honey, she can't the girl died. It was a horrible. We're all bawling like little girls because of Bobby freaking Goldsboro and that stupid song, Honey. if it comes on the radio today, I can't listen. I listened for 10 seconds, then I just can't do it. Anyway, Bobby Goldsboro is 83. God bless you, my friend. And, Jim 53, so young. He came home and she was crying. She got a puppy again. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. It wasn't big. Oh, such a... You guys know this song? Have you ever even heard this song? Flounder, have you ever heard this song?
No.
No, but I've heard this one.
Wait a minute. That's not necessarily... I mean, you're gay. I mean...
Honey...
And she saw myself and I laughed till I cried.
Kablam!
Sorry. Bobby Goldsboro. God bless America. 539, Giver Pete and Flounder. Well, that was a long time ago. Oh, my God, that was 56 years ago. Pete Davis sending us messages here. Oh, my God. In fact, you were just Pete sent us a message about Barron Trump. In fact, the other day, that same thing, in fact, the same speech Donald Trump was giving, saying that his mother wouldn't believe that he's been indicted 4 times and Al Capone was only indicted once. And he was talking about his son. In fact, at the funeral, he was talking about his family, and he was talking about the late Melania's late mother, who just passed away a couple days ago. And Donald Trump is not in his trial in New York today because he wanted to go to the funeral today. So that's where he is right now. But also coming out is the fact that Barron Trump, and he mentioned about his son's genes, Barron Trump is 6'7". And Donald Trump's, I think, 6'2" or something, and he towers over the both of them. Oh, my God, he looks like a stick. Holy
like a basketball
smokes. Player. I mean, he's at 6'7". Wow, good for him. Anyway, a bizarre thing going around social media here, and I really hadn't thought about this. If you work for a company and they put you on their email and their professional social media stuff, what they do is tend to use your initials and abbreviate your first and last name initials for your email code name or whatever, moniker, whatever they call it. Well, a woman named Samantha, we got a little sound of this girl talking about this, Founder, I believe. The woman named Samantha went on TikTok sharing how her name has drawn negative attention, and she's now operating in a new professional workplace, has a new job, and she's afraid that maybe she should call the human resources people to warn them that something really unfortunate happens every time they put her name into the system and do the abbreviation. First of all, let's say a little soundbite of this girl named Samantha describing basically what's going on here. This is the girl describing her social media problem on TikTok.
About how my name fits into a company email structure. My name is Samantha Hart, and most companies use the email designation of first initial, last name.
Shart.
I have received an email from a supervisor where I start. You know that my name is not they would intend. And would I mind if they gave me a different structure for my email? To which I always say, I don't want an email that's short.
Anyway. I'd love to be a fly on the wall for the discussion of the HR department actually trying to figure that out.
Can you imagine?
I'm glad her name's not Samantha Hitchcock.
It could be a lot of things. You could put a whole bunch of stuff together. It would be yowtsy. Anyway, she went on social media about it, and she's having a little fun with it, which is fairly amusing. By the way, speaking of social media stuff, and I think they've put this story forward just because of the Kimmer. Jane Seymour is now 72 years old. And she was discussing with somebody on with the Cosmopolitan's digital issue, a Cosmopolitan magazine website business podcast thing. And Jane Seymour, at the age of 72, the former Dr. Quinn medicine woman, says, quote, "Sex right now is more wonderful and passionate than anything I ever remember because it is built on trust, love, and experience. She's having more passionate sex than ever with her 73-year-old boyfriend." And she's been married 4 times, and she says, "I know myself and my body. John's had his own experiences. It's not like when you're younger. Your sex life doesn't need to end at 60. Everybody's looking for something that puts blood into a certain area. When you figure it out, you're going to be a happy camper." I suppose younger generations, people have sex first and then say, "Oh, by the way, hello, how you doing? Well, how do you do?" The older I get, the more sex is built on emotional intimacy, on having shared the ups and downs of life with someone, our feelings, joys, sadness, mutual passions, and desire. She said, "A bonus on sex later in life is you can't get pregnant." Well, she says, "I feel like I'm both experienced and I'm also feel like I'm 16. I truly feel sex and intimacy is better at my age than it ever was before." I actually mean that, Jane Seymour says at the age of 72. "It took being single after my marriages to learn that I don't have to disappear for sex and romance to click." Plenty of dates, plenty of partnerships. My last breakup sparked an epiphany. Whenever I was with someone, I'd vanish in the relationship. Dating someone was about having it all: a career, marriage, blending family. Was about romance and never ever about me, she said. So anyway, she's found happiness and more sex, better sex than ever.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you're over 70, don't you easily start forgetting things anyway? So every time she has sex, to her, it's like the first time?
Boy, that was great. Wow.
I should have been.
Man, that felt good. Where have I've been really, holy mackerel. Hey, I got to tell everybody about this.
Where has this been all my life?
Yeah, I want to do this again. You're going to stop now, are you?
Can we?
Anyway, and again, remember, ladies, I can still drive at night. So, a little respect. 5:45 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here on 106.3, just for the record. Better never, huh? Uh-huh.
Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
We will not be energy independent and really devalue the barrel on their side. In fact, we're increasing the number so that they're making even triple or more the amount of money they could sell a barrel for.
Oh, yeah, we did that.
We did that.
Joe did that.
$70 billion
I did that.
profits.
I did that.
And we're not talking about $70 billion over 10 years. No. We're talking about $70 billion a month almost.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. only on Extra 106.3.
The engagement ring that started your story. The wedding band that commemorates that special day. The diamond tennis bracelet for your first anniversary. The beautiful earrings with your first child's birthstone. Some of your life's best moments were celebrated with the help of Solomon Brothers Jewelers. No matter the occasion, we've been there for all of them. From weddings and birthdays to anniversaries and graduations. Nothing says I love you more than a beautiful piece of fine jewelry from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. What's your next special occasion? Celebrate it with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings, necklace, bracelet, watch, or a ring from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. See rings and styles you've never seen before at prices you've never seen before. And don't forget, we also offer jewelry cleaning and repair. Life's greatest moments are meant to be cherished, and no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
The 15th annual Polar Plunge is coming, and we need your help. Right now, you can help raise money for Special Olympics Georgia athletes to provide year-round sports training and athletic competitions in a variety of different sports. If your company would like to get involved, log on today and learn more about our sponsorship opportunities at SpecialOlympicsGA.org. All proceeds raised will benefit the 17,731 athletes of Special Olympics Georgia. Get more info at SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Donna Georgiana, founder of Gotcha Covered Blankets. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
All right, this isn't fair. Pete just texted me that Salma Hayek is posing nude in flashback photos. Salma Hayek is 57 years old, and I would kill for her right now. I would commit murder for her right now. Just saying. Dear God.
Yeah.
Stop
later.
Me. Oh, true fuck. And well, good night, everybody. It's all yours. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, 551 here with the holy smokeroonies. Let's see, a couple things in history here. Was on this day in 1778, English navigator Captain James Cook discovered the Hawaiian Islands, which he called the Sandwich Islands. Actually, he didn't discover the islands because there were, people living there. So I love when they say, well, he discovered, he didn't. There were people living there. They discovered the islands. Somebody way long ago discovered them.
Seriously.
I mean, really, he didn't discover them at all. Hey, we're here to take your land. Sorry. And on this day in 1911, for the first time, a pilot named Eugene Ely landed his airplane on top of a boat. It was a ship, and he did it on purpose, the USS Pennsylvania in San Francisco Harbor. Imagine in 1911, the airplane that this guy flew out of the sky and landed on a boat. The rickety old airplane and this, oh man, that ball must have been the first guy to do it. Holy smokes, good for him. And let's see, on this day, 1985, Jerry Garcia was arrested at Golden Gate State Park. They caught him freebasing cocaine in his car. He had 23 bundles of drugs in his briefcase, and the thing that gave him away was a cop noticed at his expiration of his registration and his license plate. So he knocked on the window and said, "Hey, oh boy, sir, I was going to give you a warning about your expired tag, but sorry, you got to go to jail now or something." So anyway, 5:52 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, 404-741-1230. And we got, there's a magic sound there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and we got all these tweets, and we got Pete, so we got your Pete's tweets.
All kinds of good stuff coming up for you today. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes, sir.
In 2005, a 6-month-old kitten cat was adopted by a nursing home. They named it Oscar. It was a therapy cat. But workers started to notice something weird about Oscar. He usually preferred to be alone, but would occasionally crawl into a patient's bed and snuggle up to them. The eerie part was the patient would usually die within hours. After this happened about 20 times, they started to look more closely at Oscar, and when he would snuggle up to a person, the staff would call their family and warn them the end might be near. Scientists say Oscar likely smelled biochemicals released by dying cells.
Yeah.
One time, the staff was convinced a resident was about to die, but strangely, Oscar refused to sit with them. Instead, he chose another patient who looked healthy, but passed away before the sick one did. Oscar passed away last year himself, yet he predicted over 100 deaths. Imagine sitting there minding your own business one day, watching The Price is Right, and Death Cat comes wandering into your room.
No!
He's got a little hammer and a little sickle with him and a robe.
A little hood, you know. Oh, man.
Did they check to see if he was on their chest stealing their breath?
Yeah.
Maybe Oscar had a secret there
Well,
on this.
they say that's a true story.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of things. In fact, I think there was a dog that did the same thing at various hospital stuff. Yeah, true stories. Wow, cool.
Speaking of which, I walked up to get the mail. It's about a half-mile walk up the mountain to get my mail because it was overflowing. And I come home and I get 2 new companions. 2 little pit bulls follow me all the way back home.
Really?
Like,
now, where did they come from?
Where'd you come from?
Now,
I think they live up with the people on top of the hill.
What about the big Pyrenees, though? Don't you have 2 big white Pyrenees dogs up there?
They weren't around, and I think the pitties stay inside all the time, but for some reason they were out today, and they followed me all the way home. They guarded me the whole way home. I gave them a couple of treats, and they just went bouncing back home.
Well, I hope there's not going to be a problem with the when the Pyrenees boys show up. The girl, I guess they're 2 girls or a guy and a girl. Anyway. I hope not.
I hear you've been seeing a couple other dogs up here.
Oh, my. 4:55. By the way, we got a Flounders Funny coming up in a second. First of all, Pete Davis, let's talk about Fargo for a second. And again, if you haven't seen the end of Fargo, it was, well, then tune out for, a minute because we're going to talk about it. And it was on Tuesday night, and it turned out, again, I was speaking about it right now. It was the end of the of this season, which I didn't know, but it was clear at the end. Now, let me. By the way, 2 things. I loved the way that nasty, horrible matriarch of all the money dealt with the ending for the bad sheriff, John Hamm. Holy cow. By the way, he's got to win every award there is for television performances of that show. Wow.
I actually got a little emotional when Jennifer Jason Leigh finally accepted her as her daughter. Yep. It was like, whoa, that was pretty powerful.
When she hugged her and let her hug her and actually put her arm, and then she patted her when she said, well, I can't take this anymore. But at that moment, she broke. She let it happen. And then the way she handled what she did to him, and you see his face when she said, oh, boy, guess what? All of them in that cell block are going to be coming after you for the rest of your life. Oh, my God. I mean, what a great ending for her to turn completely around as the worst devil woman of a character on TV in the history of the world to that. And secondly, that weird guy at the end eating the biscuit. What the hell was his deal? I mean, I don't get him at all.
Okay. Remember the very first show we talked about, and I said he's a sin eater. Yeah. And that's exactly what he turned out to be. He was a sin eater. That's what gave him his immortality and everything. He couldn't be killed because he ate the sin of another person, and it made him into this creepy thing. And she says, if you eat something made with love, it'll counteract the sin eating. And it seemed to work.
She made him help make the biscuits. And by the way, they got that from The Green Mile, the movie The Green Mile, where the guy sucked all the badness out of the guy. Anyway, 537 Founder, we have time for a little cowabunga here. There we go, little Founder funny.
Guilt.
And who's that there, Flounder?
Ron Jostle.
Ron Jostle, I'll be damned. Pretty amusing fellow. 5:58. And again, by the way, to remind you, we're off at 6, but Shannon Burke is still on down in Florida. Used to be our partner many years ago here in Atlanta. And if you'd like to hear what Shannon Burke's been up to lately, he's on the air till 7. If you go to Florida Man Radio and podcast, Flounder will put our little segment coming up on podcast parking later. But if you want to hear Shannon Burke live, talking with us live in a few minutes after we go off, we'll be talking with him at Florida Man Radio, and you can tune in if you have any interest. And we're going to play a little funny thing on him here concerning the Dallas Cowboys, by the way, too. Anyway, so that's coming up. And Friday, let it rip, anything goes, of course, as we keep saying. And by the way, I've been making jokes about inflation. As I put on the board today, inflation has gotten so bad, I got a pre-declined credit card in the mail. By the way, I can't believe they actually checked my credit report because they're still sending me Apple. Well, you're pre-qualified for the black card. No, I guarantee you I'm not. Nice try, though. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, I got to go. You're killing me. See you tomorrow. Look out. Hoorah, Semper Fi, everybody. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.
Waiting to the last minute, I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Congress approves an interim spending bill that would avert a looming partial government shutdown set to kick in Saturday. First in the Senate, then in the House.
The Senate voted earlier today, 77-18, to avert a shutdown, and the House has voted 314-108 to sync up with the Senate to sidestep a government shutdown. This funds the government. 2 deadlines in early March, March 1st and March 8th. Now, they needed a 2/3 vote here, so they needed 282 yeas to pass this. So they got 314, so they were well above the threshold.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. President Biden continues to praise his economic record as the upcoming campaign season heats up. He's in North Carolina today, praising government spending on high-speed internet infrastructure.
Small businesses need internet to reach more customers here at home and literally around the world. And our seniors are needed in connection with their doctors.
And the president adds more high-speed internet means more good-paying jobs. Former South Carolina governor and 2024 presidential candidate Nikki Haley traveling to New Hampshire today ahead of the state's primary election. While speaking to reporters, the former governor referencing a poll